Hello! Sorry, I forgot to turn the mic on. It also wasn't on starting soon, so oh well.
Can you hear us?
Can everybody hear us? Nice weight, I guess.
Wall. That's a wall.
Nice wall. Oh, it's not a wall. This is not a wall. This is two playmats stuck together. So, welcome to the Dragon's Arcade. And today, we are playing Magic the Gathering, a card game. In real life. Look, my actual hand. Also, Lola, no, dogs.
You need to close the door from the dogs.
The dogs come in.
There are dogs.
There were dogs.
Yes, this is...
Also, the chat is hidden. Like this tiny little bundle right here.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Yes, I know, right? Look,
Yes.
my actual hands.
Yes.
They're real and fleshy.
I'm also...
CodedinAssembly is also here.
I'm also physically present as well.
Yep. And so this is going to be a little ramshackle because we kind of threw this together like 3 hours ago. But we are going to be doing a magic set. And the gimmick... Oh, wait. This is actually... That's why it wasn't correct. I forgot. I was in the wrong profile.
Okay.
That's why.
That's what I was trying to look at what it actually looks like on screen.
Yeah,
it was stream, but like, it's just it's just a black screen. I don't know.
Now it's there. Now it's there properly. Now it's there. Sorry, my actual fleshy hand. Behold it. Sorry about the weirdness.
I just assumed that was just like my.
No, that's why it was weird. It looked like it was normal on the Streamlabs. For some reason, it was a black screen.
No, it's still black on mine.
No, it's just a delay. Look, see, I have the live stream right here. This little tiny corner of my mouse is.
Well, yeah, but also my phone's old and maybe really slow.
Oh, also you're go to the current. I think you're paused at the beginning.
No, it says I'm live. You have to understand that my computer is.
Your phone is really bad.
My phone is shit.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So, CodedinAssembly, go ahead.
Yes.
He's introduced a magic set for us.
Yes, I have. I love Magic the Gathering. I'm kind of whatever on Wizards of the Coast. Complaining does nothing. I just want to play with good cards. I'll make the cards. It's fine.
And so, he made us some beautiful Magic the Gathering cards. Now, we played with this set a bit before.
Yes.
Where we played into the archetypes. But now we're just kind of going to make some decks and play some games.
Yes. So the general idea is that if you're someone who has played Magic before, most sets usually have an even amount of like the various different colors in the set. This set is all about it's all about there basically being this hierarchy, and let's just say that the Almatans are overturning everyone else, and they just hate everyone and everything.
And then you got the other ones below them.
And then you have the other ones below them, and they're all just kind of...
Civic is... So you got the pits, you got the passage, and then you got Imelda at the top. And that's basically your hierarchy here.
Yeah.
It's the hierarchy of these three types. So you got the white cards, the blue-green cards, and the black-red cards.
Yeah, and honestly, I was partially inspired. It's kind of dark if I try to put it underneath the camera, but basically... I was kind of inspired by the back of a Magic card, which if I put it up, you see that you've got black and red at the bottom. You got black and red at the bottom, and you got blue and green in the sides, and you got the little like white on the top. And so basically the idea is that this set is just kind of a depiction of what's on the back of a card.
But somebody's gonna win, lol. I haven't got any cards from Magic the Gathering, don't know how the game works. Okay.
That's great.
Perfect.
Honestly, these aren't cards from Magic the Gathering either. They're mine.
Dragons and ponies, what a combo.
Exactly.
So, to explain some Magic the Gathering while we start building a deck, you've got...
well, honestly, we'll do the deck. I'll do the explanation, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm bad at
explanations. Because I'm good at, like, you've got all your biases. I can go in as, like, Jack.
He is very good at explaining rule sets.
That, my good friend...
Hey, Nerd Dragon.
That, my good friend, is called a land. It is one of the worst resource mechanics in all of card games. Every single card game that has gone before it has said, this is terrible, we will never do it again. But here we are, using the worst system in all of card games. I love lands because they're terrible, but that's just who I am. Basically, you draw these useless cards that don't help you win the game, and you use them to play cards that do have you win the game. And there's some numbers in the top. And the numbers are basically like, that's some terrible glare.
Here, you can look at the card. We have Giant Nettle off to the side.
Yeah. We have Giant Nettle off the side. It's 4 black. That basically means you need 6 mana, 4 of whatever, and you see these symbols on the back. You just need like 2 skulls, and that'll be enough to play your Giant Nettle, which is this big creature.
Still, this Solid Snake Ask Dash is quite badass, I am forced to admit.
Well, she's not Solid Snake. She's just like got armor on. But yes, she is badass.
Yeah. Also, you're a real brony, assembly.
You have no idea.
You really don't.
So that's the basic gist of it. A big part of Magic is reading the card explains the card. That used to be the case. Wizard of the Coast has since forgotten about that, and now you can read a card and be like, I don't know what enter the dungeon even means. What is gaining initiative? I hate that. Everything here is kind of explanatory. Basically, what we're going to do, though, is we're going to take some of the land cards, some of the cards I made, and we're going to make 2 decks out of them. They're going to be 60-card decks. And I'll probably run you through like what we're going on and how it's moving. At least for the maybe first game or so.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of talked about this previously. He said he was going to do like black-white, and I was maybe going to do like white-blue.
Yeah. That way we're each splashing the color with all the cards over here.
Exactly.
Use some of this stuff.
Exactly. And so we'll probably be chatting a little bit while we work on that, trading stuff around.
I'm gonna go ahead and post this video actually and see if we can get you one from the card shop. There's a local card shop around here that I go to, and I know that they are aware that I stream, so I'm gonna see if I can't send this link to the Discord and maybe get some people from over there. My brain is deteriorating hearing all these rules. It seems complicated, but it plays mostly fairly simple.
Bro, I have told you 2 rules. Get ready.
All right. So when you're actually making a 60 card deck, I'm gonna finish this ambitious Saboteur mission. My attention goes fully extreme, and simply you should not be shoving this in my face. Could you not be shoving this in my face? He wants you to keep the cards a little further away.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
How's your day, Goobers? We've been having fun actually. We've been actually around each other physically, so you know.
Okay.
Let's see if I can actually get there. Holy shit.
So of course, since I'm playing blue, I'm gonna play some glares.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I'm playing black.
you put the glares on the screen.
The glares. Oh yes. Hey everybody, let's see what card we land on.
It's the G. It's in the G's.
Oh geez, sorry. Yeah. Glare of Elmata.
Yeah, I'm playing some of those.
Yep.
Basically, they like if my opponent tries to play a card, I can tell them, no.
No, you cannot.
Well, I mean, they could pay a little bit more, but if they can't pay their taxes, they go to jail, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play some of those.
All right, sent it. All right, now that I've sent that link, so I'm going to be doing some white-black. So I'm going to start with the black cards. And first up, we got to play Scorn Shaper Session. Let's move these over here, off to the side, so they're not in the way. So this guy is a 1-drop. This means he has 1 mana. I'm going to pull him up on screen. Scorn Shaper Assassin. So he's a legendary, and in this set, he's also a rare, which means Frederick only gives me 1 of him. And that's because he's so goddamn good. He doesn't seem that great, but in this set he is. My past 4 to 5 days were chill. I ate some Smarties and drank some root beer. Good on you. Relax. Enjoy yourself. I actually took these today, yesterday, and tomorrow off work. Well, today was a holiday since I work for the government, but you know. Anyway, this guy's pretty cool. Red-Black's whole thing is creating tokens, sacking them, and getting mana, because whenever these tokens die, And I'll even show you the token. You get some mana. And it's really cool. It's really awesome. Let's go all the way down to the end where the tokens are. Look at that. Whenever it dies, I get some mana. Now, the way Magic works, when the phase ends, so when combat ends, or when the 2 parts before combat end, or when the part before or when the part after combat ends, the mana goes away. It's temporary. But in the moment, you can cast some big things if a bunch of these die all at once. And so, if they die in combat, I can't really do much. I can cast something at instant speed, but there are only a handful of things like that. But if I kill them myself, if I use... Oh, went a little too far there. Sorry, I'm on super fast mode. If I go to Scorn Shape Assassin, and I say, hey, I have 3 creatures. I'd like you to get First Strike and Death Touch and Lifelink. I want you to hit them. I want you to instantly kill them. I want you to give me life. Well, I just sacrificed 3 of these things. That means I'm going to get a bunch of mana, and I can cast something really big. So, he's a really good card. Creatures that do multiple things in Frederick's or CodedinAssembly sets tend to be really good because they have more than one ability. That's usually how you distinguish his good cards. They do multiple things, which is a good way to design things. It keeps the power a bit lower and means cards can be relevant. Now, I only get one of him, so it's unlikely I'll see him. However, there are other things this deck can do well. For example, we have other 1-drops, like this common. This guy is Gold Drinker. And Gold Drinker is a lot of fun. So he has lifelink. And he's 1/2. That means he can survive fighting this guy and kill him. But it also means whenever he does damage, I get to gain life. Which means I'm hard to kill. And he can sacrifice a creature, including himself, to make him someone lose life, and I can gain life. Which means he can also murder my tokens. Very nice. These are good things. Very good things.
You need to eat the man to gain his power. This man does the easy.
Can I have one of your gold webs, actually? I'd like to play with one of those.
Okay, sure.
You're going to be playing more of that, but I would like a token.
I'm playing very defensive.
Gold web's pretty cool. Why don't you explain this one, Frederick?
So a big part of white in the set is that they are basically a church on top of a mountain. They view themselves as better than everyone else, and as such, most of what they do are soulless and defensive. And what basically Gold Web does is it's just a defender. It just blocks, it can't attack, but every time it blocks, it then proceeds to make more tokens that then can block continually better. Yeah, so honestly, this card is cool to me, but it doesn't really win games because your opponent has to attack into you for you to make creatures. It's bad, but it's also pretty good as a blocker, just generally speaking. That's how I design cards, though. It's like it's good, but not crazy good kind of thing. Everything's like marginally good.
It's generally not great outside of his custom sets. Or it would be... Actually, there's a real weird dichotomy with Coded creatures. He has things that are very underpowered if you look at them in like the context of Magic. But he also, because all his stuff in his sets is underpowered, he also is allowed to get away with shit that Magic the Gathering hasn't been allowed to get away with in years.
This is very true.
Like, he can create a mana sink ability where you pay, like, just mana for something. I think you have in the past on a few of your cards.
Probably, yeah.
And just create tokens or something like that. And that's fine. But in Magic the Gathering proper, making something that can create as many tokens as you want without having to tap and, like, say, I'm done doing this for the day, is busted. But in coded sets, it's fine. There's no way to generate infinite mana. It's alright. It's whatever. It's alright. Just okay.
It's fine. It's okay.
It's fine. It's not going to cause the end of the world.
Okay.
And we got some fun stuff in this set. Your stuff is generally just like... I don't even want to call it lower power, because it's not really lower power in general.
Yeah.
It's just a different type of power. You tend to put more emphasis on instant sorceries, particularly with Splice onto Arcane.
Yes.
So this example would be with Blessing of All, the first card, actually, number 1.
So I have a great love for the set known as Kamigawa.
Ninjas.
I don't even care about ninjas all that much. It's just an amazing thematic and mechanical set, and everyone kind of shits on it because it was after a broken set and it itself wasn't broken. So people were like, oh no, we have to play with the broken set another 6 months to a year because the new set wasn't as equally broken.
You look at that as a good thing because they weren't making the problem worse.
Exactly. Maybe people who played during that time, like, remember it nearly killing their local game store or some shit like that. Honestly, getting into MTG, it's questionable. I'd say if you, like, know someone who also wants to get into it, it's pretty okay, like, communal-wise.
Yeah. If you have a local game store, just go down there. They'll usually have somebody who can let you borrow a deck, and you can just try it out.
If you have a local game store.
If you do have a local game store.
If you live in a big enough city. I live in a small city. We don't really have that.
To be fair, you have one near you where you live too. It's just bad. Sometimes there are bad stores that just don't have many players.
But also, like, there's the case, like, that with me, it's like, you don't even have to buy any Magic product at all. You can just buy some cards and buy some sleeves and just make your own cards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very creative based on just who is around you. If you don't have anyone around you that wants to play, like, bro, I only play Magic the Gathering, like, once a year when I come down here.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, I guess.
It is kind of, because you actually are, like, weirdly... I'm probably, like, the newer one of us to it, but I play it more than you, I think, because I can go to the local card shop. And if you have a local card shop that, like, you enjoy, it's a lot of fun. Why would I borrow a deck instead of buying one if I want to get into it? It makes no sense. Okay, because here's the thing. This is part of the reason Coded doesn't like Modern Magic. It's expensive as hell.
I'm a cheap ass. What can I say?
Modern Magic is very hard to get into for two main reasons. The best way to play it for free would be to get into on Arena, but Arena is going to be full of microtransactions, so in the long run, you're going to be making a lot more money.
Yeah.
Arguably.
And also, you're not even getting physical cards.
That you can maybe trade in for some value when you're done. If you play normally, though, you can either go into a 60-card format, where the card prices are going to be pretty high on average, generally speaking. Standard can be an entry point if you draft. I'm cheap-ass, too. Drafting can be a good way to play games and just get cards.
Also, depending on people's play groups, like, if you just have one person who maybe also doesn't have a Magic deck or whatever...
You can get some precons.
Yeah, well, precons work, but if you're even cheaper than that, and, like, okay, you're done with the precons, because precons are, like, $15 sometimes, right?
They've gotten more expensive. So, like, general depends on, I think standard commander decks and, like, precons for Pioneer are now, like, 30 or 40, and, like, 50 for some of the Masters commander sets.
Yeah.
They're getting expensive.
Yeah. Whereas what I do, like, the thing is, though, what I do is, like, since I already am knowledgeable enough about the game, I can just take the bulk box, which arguably sometimes some stores will be like, hey, here's this bulk box for, like, you can just buy the whole box for, like, how much money or something, you know? But it's like every card is like a dime, and I made a deck, like, I made a 60-card deck for $7 that decently beat a few people. But then again, that's because I'm skilled in deck building, and that's not something a new player would be able to do as easy.
You can also look up Commander deck lists and just go on. There's this website called scryfall.com. Scry as in, scrying something. S-R-Y.
Looking at something.
Looking at something. Fall, F-A-L-L.com. And you can literally just find the images and, well, some of these cards, I think one of them is a card literally from another set. You can just print them out and put basic lands under them. You can get a box of basic lands for like $5. That'll give you the card shape.
Yeah.
Then you can put them in the sleeves. That'll be like $5 more. And then there you have, like, for like $10, you could essentially assemble 2 commander decks, I think.
That's saying you want to play Commander.
If you don't, hey, one set, please.
I have a hard time recommending Commander to new players because it's a 100-card deck that's all singleton. It's so hard to remember all of your cards sometimes.
That's also kind of the fun, too, because it depends on your commander group. Some groups take it really, really seriously, but if you're in a fun, dumb group, it can be a lot of fun.
I get it.
I mean, that's how I started, remember?
Well, we didn't start. No, we didn't.
I thought we did. Yeah.
We didn't. No. We started in multiplayer. We had no idea what Commander was. We played multiple copies of cards.
You did. Oh, yes, you did. You just threw me. You just threw me in the deep end. Yeah. So I got 40 card deck. Go listen to him. He knows better. I don't know anything. I'm a fool. Listen to me at your peril.
Yeah, brain melting. Honestly, what I like, Magic Arena is good for like learning the game.
It does.
I'd say for free, it's good. I like Forge personally, which is not owned by Wizards of the Coast.
Want any of these?
I don't think I'll be playing really green, but
yeah,
enough green to warrant that.
You also did want that, right?
Maybe. But I like Forge, and what Forge is like, you can just play all of the cards for free. You can only play against like AI that are incredibly dumb. But if you're like a new player, that doesn't really matter.
You also tend to get a few gems when you first sign up, so you can usually do a draft or two after a few games if you go through tutorials and everything.
I don't recommend drafting new players. It's too much card evaluation.
I mean, it is how you get cards on Arena, though, for the most part.
It's true.
My brain is melting. Don't worry, DJ. It will be fine. It will be fine. Honestly, Magic is one of those games that seems really complicated. And it is. It has a lot of rules. The thing is, though... Modern Magic. Outside of like certain edge cases, most of the rules can be simplified down to like a playmat with a few things on the side in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Question to either of you. Do either of you play any other card games, like maybe like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or anything like that? Or like any board games that you guys have played that like are like maybe touchstones that, you know, we could use to help reference rules. Because sometimes it's easy to say, oh, you know,
it's like
the beginning phase. It's like the standby phase in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I mean, upkeep is basically the standby phase.
Exactly.
No, it will not be fine, TDL.
I could also use some blessings of them all.
Yeah. I'm kind of going for like a splash of red here, actually. Like I thought about doing. I'm not going to do any of the two pip ones, but, you know. Could be fun. Could be fun. And the benefit of playing red-black is that they create tokens. Some cards create tokens, at least.
Yeah, that helps mana fix.
It does.
It does help
it's the only one that really mana fixes. I played blue-green in our tests earlier. I have Pokemon cards, but I haven't played with them anymore. I just collect the motherfuckers, lol. I need to get back into Pokemon, lol. Honestly, Pokemon's not a bad game to get into.
Yeah. I tried to get him kind of back into Pokemon, just playing like simple theme decks, and he was like, "Oh no, I couldn't."
I cut myself out of Pokemon very hard. If I were gonna get back into it, it would probably be fun. Probably. I already have enough hobbies. I don't need another. Plus, I already go to the Magic Shop, and the Pokemon place in Baton Rouge, there used to be this place called Rocket's Hideout. And it was kind of cool, because I knew the owner. They used to run the Pokemon League. And it was a Books A Million Pokemon League. You know, we just went to the cafe and did some games. But then she had always wanted to open a card shop. So she managed to get the money together, and she opened a card shop. And her name was Miss April, I think. I don't remember the details. I was really young. But I went there constantly. They had some Magic players too, but they were mostly a Pokemon shop. They were even called, you know, Rocket's Hideout, like Team Rocket. And then I went off to college. I had drawn out of Pokemon near like middle of high school when I went to... Actually, when I went to LSMSA, I kind of dropped off it.
Where are my glares?
Your glares? Your glares of Amata?
Where did I put my glares? I lost them.
You lost them?
I lost them.
Check that pile right there. No,
lame.
I'm talking about that one.
This is where I got my glares from. I don't think I put them back.
Over here? Oh, you lost some cards, Frederick.
How dare I? They're my cards. They're probably here.
You literally showed off the glare of Amata. Hey, let's talk about the card. This thing is kind of cool. Let's talk about Kralu. So, occasionally, something is not just one of the colors. It's both of them, or multiple of them. Now, we don't have anything more than two colors here, but two colors is still... Oh, I went a little farther. Too far. This thing. Now, this thing is pretty cool. It's a bird noble. It's like the king of Chal, which is like the underworld place with the red-black mana. And This thing is a beater. This is like what you build up to. You have a curve. You know, you start with small things. 1, 2, 3, 4. You build up, and occasionally, if a deck isn't so freaking low to the ground that you only play like 3 drops, and Luris is your like basically pseudo commander. I'm not getting into that rant. Kralu the Crow can be something you build into. Unrelated, but speaking of games, I looked into Wombo Combo's Smash Brothers clip and found how that tournament took place since St. Bernardo, California, visit the city every week or 2. Oh, if you like Smash, I can't really speak for Smash tournaments. I've played in precisely 2 of them. One of them was at our high school, and I got a few rounds in, being a Pikachu one-trick who was spamming down A like a completely horrible person.
Bro, I remember when you were like, oh, I'm so good at Team Fortress 2, I can spawn camp as heavy, and I'm like,
13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
a semi-competent demo
19,
man would
20,
just straight
21,
kill
22,
you.
23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 34. 34. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm bad. I'm pretty bad at shooters. I was an arrogant teenager. Anyway, I have played another Smash tournament. There was another one I went to. I forget where. I got whooped. Smash players are incredible. But yeah, if you're into it, go for it. You're a spammer, lol. I can't believe it. I'm better now. I'm a better person. I swear.
He has...
I have grown since my teenage years. Oh, gods. I have grown. You would not even recognize me. Especially since it's just voice and just the things I say, I would be like a completely different person.
May I tell you the
No.
most embarrassing
No,
thing I
please
remember?
stop telling my... Please, no,
Oh,
please.
fine,
please.
I will
No,
not.
please do not tell my edgy teenage stories.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious, but no, please. I beg of thee. I'm going to take...
You thought Sasuke was edgy.
Oh, gods. Smash Bros. Tournaments are hilarious. They are kind of insane. Alright. They are kind of just insane. Mm-hmm. There's also these. So we're each going to get one of these, because Frederick only made 3 land cards. Now, there are basic lands, like Frederick said, where they just tap for mana, but there are also special lands. And in particular, there are legendary lands. And legendaries basically just means, hey, there can only be one of these on your side of the board. If you play another one of them has to immediately die, no effects can result before that. You have to do it before anything else can proceed. And these are legendary lands. Now, we start with the City of Amada. Neither of us are playing that. Now, legendary lands tend to be very powerful. This is one Frederick's playing. This thing comes in tapped, but if you tap a creature, it can tap for 2 mana, which, you know, set with basically no ramp in blue and green, which is kind of unheard of and kind of a
Honestly, I probably should have some ramp in green.
I know, really. Blue-green is known for putting lands on the battlefield like it's a goddamn plantation.
Okay, I do, actually have ramp. It's World Force Sky. It's just isn't super
It's not
easy.
land ramp.
No, it's not. It's weird ramp. But everything
weird
I do
ramp.
is weird. So
and alternate land cards are like regular cards. Sasuke is trash. Well, yes, he is. I've grown to accept that. He is trash. He is a horrible human being. But land cards are special because they can do all sorts of nasty stuff, and it's very hard for most cards to interact with them. So when you put down a land, it's basically the safest you can make a card. So if you have a good effect on a land card, like the Passageway, which is really good because it says all about creatures that untap, and the fact is you can wait for your opponent to end their turn, and then before your turn begins, you can tap down this and tap down a creature, and then you get the untap effect, which can create a whole nother creature. Streams go by very fast. 28 to 29 minutes, damn. I know. Time flies when you're having fun. Or you have something with the Pit of Chull. You can basically put a mana in here at the end of each turn, and yeah, you'll have this land less and another land less, but guess what? Every turn you're building a mana, and that can stack. You're basically generating creatures. That's crazy on a card your opponent can do nothing about. Your opponent can't stop Pit of Chull from tapping. They can't stop it from being there, because there's no land destruction in most sets, which I think is a mistake. I think we should print more of it. There are some very, very dumb lands in Magic, Tolarian Academy, and Gaia's Cradle, and just all the others. And there are also lands in most other sets, Frederick, that tap for more than one color. It's fine. And allow for 3-color decks to exist. Hey, the man, I need to get some card games. Hey, how you doing? Looks cool. So yeah, things are crazy like that.
Not having fun, well.
Time flies when I'm fun. When I'm not having fun. I need to get into card games. It's not a need, but yeah, you can. Now, one cool thing I like is that there is a standard amount of lands you can have for a deck. There are exceptions to every rule. But generally, if you have 60 cards, you're going to want 34 of those cards to be non-lands, and you're going to want 26 of them or 25 to be lands. Now you can also make it like 35, 25, or 36, 24. All depends, but generally you don't want to have less than 23 lands, even in a really aggressive deck. Because you want to draw at least 2 of them in your opening hand, preferably 3 generally.
In my aggressive deck, I play 22.
And one of the things I like to do is I go through and I count up all the black, and also you see how this card has a black symbol and Charles, let me move it away from the glare and move it up here. So it has a black and a red symbol. Not sure if you can see that super well, but I'll go to Charles real quick so you guys can see it. You can see it has a black and a red symbol. So I like to count how many black symbols are on the deck and how many red symbols and then how many white symbols. And that tells me what is the ratio, what is the likelihood I'm going to see each of those symbols. And that tells me a good ratio you can build your lands with. So you just decide, okay, I'm going to have 34 cards in the deck, 26 lands. And you count through and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Did you bring any
6,
of the
7,
extra sleeves
8,
with
9,
you?
10, 11. Shit, no, but you can unsleeve some of these if you need more.
I have
Oh, you have more?
empty sleeves.
Okay, he's going to go get some more sleeves. I will entertain. Oh, is that it?
No, but they are mountains and swamps.
Okay. Alright, he's going to get some more sleeves. And so you can count through. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I count these as whatever is easiest. These are going to be either or both. No, the man needs to get into card games or else. Hey, card games are fun. I would agree with that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So there are 27 black pips. Now, I've also included all the half pips because I'm just going to count them as both. That gives me, I find that works well for ratio. So let's go ahead and set that down here. And I'm going to use this because otherwise I'm going to forget the numbers and I'm going to look like an idiot. So we're going to say we have 24 black lands. Look at that. Oh, 20, not 22, 24. 24. I'm going to forget otherwise. I'm surprised TDL can count. Hi, I'll have you know I passed plenty of maths. I passed plenty of math classes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. So I only have 8 red pips. And that means I'm for every like 3 black cards, only 3 swamps, I'm going to have like 1 mountain. I'm going to count this as probably whatever is most prevalent. So probably as a black land, essentially. You can count it as nothing and take that into consideration. I generally don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 white pips. So I'm going to round that up to 16 just to make things easier on my numbers. So I'm going to round that easier on my numbers. So that means I can go 3, 2, 1. And I can use that as a ratio to get lands in my deck. So let's say we have 2 plains. And then 1, 2, 3 swamps. And then 1 mountain as my ratio. And we're looking to get 24. Let's say that counts. So we're going to do that, 4 times? And then we'll have the Pit of Chal as an extra land to go up to 25. And then I'll probably throw in an extra mountain to make sure I am, getting enough red. Because red, I just need 1 red most of the time.
Where's my orator?
Your
Orate to the Lost back
Orate
there?
to the Lost?
Orate to the Lost.
What is that one?
It's the white, blue one.
The white blue one. Oh, that one. Let's see, I have some multicolor here. Yeah, I have 2 of those.
I'll grab a 1 Orate to the Lost. So, can you move the Orate to the Lost?
Move to the Orate to the Lost. There you go, Fred. There you go, Coded.
So basically, this card goes perfectly in my white-blue deck because it's white and blue.
It also hates on me.
And it taps all creatures. So basically, that target player controls. So he can have some blockers up, and I'm like, you know what? I just want him dead right now. So please don't try to protect yourself. This basically makes him put his hands behind his back as I punch him. The thing is, though, the more red creatures he has in play, the more mana I get. So maybe I do this, and then I get to cast something big, too.
Keep asking lands.
Sure. These lands? Or...
Yeah, I just need some swamps.
Okay.
I have plenty of the others, I just don't have enough swamps. Also, foils, shiny, but we're not going to play with those, because that would be bad, I think. Unless I have no choice. Unless I have no choice. Bad, yeah. I might have no choice, actually. Don't worry, those swamps. They're going to be, like, black anyway. It's fine. You won't be able to see them. And I will have, like, 4 of them, though, unfortunately. Damn. Oh, I hate that. I usually love foils. They're pretty. And I have some very pretty cards.
I need some white.
Some white?
Lands. If you have one white.
Yeah,
lands.
I have actually
Plains.
some already sleeved ones. How many do you need?
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, usually, you wouldn't see what your opponent has. So that can add a little bit of complexity to the game. But for the most part, this is kind of just Magic. You just build decks and throw them at each other. I like blue. Blue is an amazing color. TDL, will you make shit posts for YouTube Shorts in the future? Maybe.
We were thinking about that.
We did talk about it a bit, yeah.
We were thinking about that. What if we just use custom cards and then you pretend like they're actually real cards? Like, this is broken. What is Wizards thinking?
See, that actually would be funny. I could even hashtag it with, like, not a real card and just watch people be idiots.
No, don't even, no intonation that it's fake. No intonation.
Oh, come on, can't I just put a tag? I won't say anything in the video, I'll just have the tag in the description. Like,
No.
It's a short, nobody reads anything.
What you do is you do the description, but the first letter, but it's multiple lines long, the description is multiple lines long, and the first letter of each line reads, it's not a real card.
What's the strongest card in this game that each of you have? That's actually interesting with Magic.
Me? I don't know. I think I know.
You know, okay.
I know.
What is it?
Grey Merchant of Asphodel.
Oh, God, it's Gary. Gary! That thing is stupid. Basically, it says, you know that each card is like black pips for how much they cost? That card is part of an effect called Devotion, which basically gave you a number for effects based on how many of those pips were just on the field. So he played a bunch of stuff with just black, just a bunch of things that required a bunch of swamps. And then he played this one card, and this card said, hey, you know for every one of those pips you have on the field, yeah, your opponent just loses life equal to that amount, and you gain that much, which means...
In effect, what it did was, if you play a single-player game, it's, hey, I played this card. You lose half your life, I gain that. If you play a multiplayer game, it's everyone loses half their life, and you gain...
3 times that amount.
3 times that amount.
It's a stupid card in the right sort deck. And that's kind of the way it works.
Thank you for giving that to me and holding it for me.
Yeah.
For all this time.
He's a banker. Gary's a banker, a merchant.
That's like the strongest card I feel like I have.
For me, it's all situational. I play a lot of tribal decks. I wanted to get into card games. Mainly to create stupid shit in Yu-Gi-Oh! With custom cards. Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't even need custom cards to create stupid shit.
That being said, I actually also started my custom cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. This is before I actually knew the rules of the game, though, so the templating on is even worse than real Yu-Gi-Oh! Templating.
1, 4, 5, and then I'll throw in another swamp for 26. I think I have my land base nearly ready. I have a bunch of cards, like more than I probably should. I have a problem. And I own some very dumb cards. In fact, I own a card in one deck that just got banned recently in Commander, and also every other format it's possibly banned and restricted in. The only format you can play it in is the format where you're allowed to have a one-of it. And that card basically says, hey, this card costs nothing. You can play it for free. It taps every turn to generate 2 extra mana. Doesn't do colors, but it'll pay for costs, and it might hit you for 3 damage. I once did a Sweetie Bot card. Assembly would love that.
I actually would. If you want to post that in live chat.
Yes.
If you still have it, of course. I have some old cards of mine that I just don't have anymore.
Yeah.
But if you kind of remember it and want to recreate it, even if you don't have it, and post it in live chat, we'd be happy.
Also, he would like to see it even if it's not in live chat, if you like find it later.
Or if you just like remember it well enough and can recreate it.
Yeah.
From
go
memory.
for it, man.
Go for it.
Absolutely go for it. But I feel like some of the best cards in Magic tend to be situational. Like, they're good in specific decks. Even Grey Merchant, it's good in a black deck, but it wouldn't be good in every deck.
I have cards that go in, like, crazy 2-card combos. Like, I own a copy of Demonic Consultation.
I mean, I own a copy of that card too now.
You know, I've got Necropotence. I've got a lot of these old cards that cost a lot of money, but they go in really niche decks, so they're not really strong. They're just rare and expensive.
I have a stash of Pokemon cards, just in a dusty Star Wars bag.
I got a stash of Pokemon cards too.
I have a stash of Pokemon and a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh too. I was addicted to all 3 major card games at one point or another.
I used to have Yu-Gi-Oh, but my sister took all my cards. She got into Yu-Gi-Oh way more than I did, and like I was just like, yeah, you can have the cards.
My Red Eyes was Spanish.
My sister really liked Natura Beasts and Crystal Beasts.
Yeah.
If anyone played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Crystal Beast. That was an archetype I hated playing because I tried playing because I loved it in the show and the way it worked in the show, and then I played and I'm like, oh, this isn't fun actually. It was all about like putting monsters in the spell and trap card zone, and using them for effects, and I thought that was so interesting. You know, actually like interesting mechanically, not just like bigger number or types do well together.
Yes.
Now, Cyber Dragons and Chaos Dragons, and Dragons in general, are my favorites, and Cyber Dragon in particular has been amazing. Yu-Gi Abridged or whatever, where Kaiba was doing the Mimic custom cards, freaking loving this. Mimic. Wait, Kaiba was doing custom cards in Abridged? I might need to watch Yu-Gi Abridged.
I feel like it's been so long since I've seen the Abridged series.
My ass is hurting. I forgot to get a pillow.
You forgot to get...
I was the one who went and got yours.
Thank you for the pillow, by the way. My ass does not hurt. My knees are kind of hurting. Anyway, though.
We finally got some decks. So let's give you some life counters. I'm not sure. Can you see this well from there?
No.
You cannot, oh, no, you can see a 14, I think.
That's a 14?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to say...
What about the 10? Actually, it's easier to see that one than it is this one.
You know what might be good?
What?
So I'm going to move maybe this up a bit so it's like elevated.
Oh.
I'm at 20.
Oh, just do 5. Oh, that's smart. You're smart. As it tends to be. Can I actually have bigger dice? Because mine are really tiny. Here. There we go. We'll use these so you can more easily see our life totals. I've been trying to do a counter in Streamlabs a few times, and I just have not figured out, like, there's not... you would think it'd be easy, right? Like, that would be like a widget built in, but it's not. At least not I could find. I even went online and was like, hey, what's a counter I can, like, tick up and down and stream? The Falling to My Death thing is literally a Microsoft script that's updating a text file that's being referenced. Actually, it's updating one of 2 text files because I couldn't do it and also have the text be there because I feel like overcomplicating the code. So it gets the title. This is why Kaiba's the best. Damn Dragon Sim, this is why Kaiba's the best character. Absolutely. The Blue Eyes is awesome. Actually, it's kind of funny, even with all the power ups that Yu-Gi-Oh has gotten. Oh, cut. Obviously, be polite. Make sure that they're not cheating by cutting their deck.
Even if they're your friend and you know they're not cheating.
It's just polite.
It's just polite. And if everyone cuts their deck, even when you know they're not cheating, when they are cheating and they start like, wait, I'm not a cheater. Why would you want me to cut my deck?
Then they look like the odd one.
They look like they're the asshole because they are.
Exactly. And we're going to use this little card slider to give us some interesting things.
Yeah.
Let's just randomly go to a card. Say stop.
Halt!
Card black. No, this is not a Baldur's Gate reference. I asked.
It's not. I just thought, like, what are demonic sounding consonants and vowels to put together? And it's card black.
Yeah. Isn't Kaiba one of the biggest anime haters or something like that? No, actually. Kaiba is just obsessed with beating Yugi because he lost one time and he continued to lose after that. This is the man. Hello, Chris Carter. Always cut. Always cut. Hello, you're new here. Chris Carrier. Nice to see you. I also think it's canon, the show, that he made one card himself that busts Blue Eyes because he's filthy rich and he can. Yeah, he also owns the company that makes Duel Monsters now. Like, canonically. The one.
No.
Roll to see who goes first. Oh, it's
18.
an 18.
Wow.
No, he owns the Duel School and GX and also the entire card game because he bought it from Pegasus.
Play your pathetic card.
Davis. Alright, I'm gonna play this, Pit of Chal. And I will pass.
No mana.
Here, let's go through it. So, one of the interesting things about Blue Eyes, actually, is that even after all the power creep, when it comes to normal monster stat lines, that is actually the most powerful level 7 normal monster that exists in the game. Still.
I'm playing my island.
Alright. It's a basic
I am
land
tapping it.
for 1 blue.
Water dropout.
Thanks for the warm
attack
welcome.
position.
Yeah, seriously, we're always happy to see new ones. Oh, this card's stupid. It would be stupid in regular Magic, let me put it that way.
It's kind of stupid even here.
Welcome to Blue Magic, the cops. This is the cops now.
Hey, drip, drip, drip. Drip, drip, drip. Drip, 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 drip.
So this thing is stupid, because there's something called countering spells. Reggie, do you want to explain that?
Okay, basically, countering spells is they say they want to play something and you tell them no. This isn't as good because they can pay maybe more mana and say actually yes, but it does mean that they are like constantly at risk for, you know, having to actually have it there, or else they just won't get to play their cards.
In this set, it's also a bit more balanced because there's not a good way to tap your creatures. Like, not a good way to tap this without using another card. In regular Magic, there are equipment let you tap a card to do something. And so usually you could pay for and untap it when you've attacked.
Exactly.
When you have one of those cards, you could tap it to get an effect, possibly even generating new mana or generating the blue.
I mean, untapping cards always costs you something.
Yeah, untapping it costs money, but it has an untap effect built in.
Because the cards normally untap during your untap step, but if this untaps during your untap step, they probably don't have anything for you to counter.
Yeah.
So you kind of need to untap this in a weird time for it to actually do anything. Anyway, it's his turn now.
Alright, I will play...
I'm out of mana.
Oh, I will draw a card actually first.
Thank you.
And then I will play a Plains.
Okay.
And I'm going to pay 1 mana to activate the Pit of Shawl effect. Let's go all the way back to the Legendary Lands. I showed this off earlier, but let's, you know, really show it off. So, Pit of Shawl is a Legendary Land, and I get to... It doesn't make mana, which is usually bad. You know, you want your lands to make mana. But this one actually creates a token that when it dies gives me mana, so I don't really care about that.
Yeah.
And these are the tokens that red-black creates. They are elementals, and when they die, you get a black or a red. Your turn, Frederick.
I untap, upkeep, draw.
Lord of the Cards is with him, ladies and gentlemen.
I then proceed to tap 2 to cast Waterfall Installation.
Lucky 1-drop, lol.
Yes.
He always removed this to be the best stream ever.
Yeah.
I know, his voice is so soothing. Oh gosh, that card. I forgot about that card, actually. This is exactly what I was talking about.
So Waterfall Installation, if we go to the blues, because I'm actually... whatever. So Waterfall Installation does 3 things. I can tap it, and tap an untapped blue creature I control to scry 2. Or I can tap it and untap a blue creature I control to add 1 blue mana. Or I can tap it and sacrifice it to untap up to 2 target blue creatures. So it's basically just 4 blue.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm actually going to tap this and this for 1 blue mana. And I'm going to cast Feed-On Seer. Or Seeker. And this basically just says whenever it untaps, I get to look at the top 2 cards of my deck and order them however I want. Put some on the bottom if I want to. And that is going to be my turn. That was a very productive turn, too.
It was, and I'm not being productive. I'm falling behind, people. I'm falling very far behind, especially since I still do not have a Swamp Out, which means I have no way to generate black mana on command. And, Frederick, don't look at the screen for a moment. That's kind of a problem if you can see the colors of the cards in my hand. Hey, Frederick.
I couldn't read a single thing.
Cheater. Cheater. We have a cheater alert, people. Anyway. So I'm going to just tap a Plains to tap Pit of Shawl and create another token. I can at least get some blockers up.
And honestly, you know, if he has some any instant speed black cards, he could maybe cast them.
Maybe.
If
we'll see.
he blocks with those. You can still attack with those elementals.
I can, but they don't do any damage, so there's no reason for you to block them.
This is very true.
All you would do is set me up, potentially. This is the thing. Threat of activation kits is very scary.
I am going to attack you with Water Dropout.
I'm going to take the 1. I'm going to lose a life. First blood goes to CodedinAssembly. Oh, the humanity.
I'm then going to tap Waterfall Installation and Feed-On Seeker and 3 other mana to cast World Force Protector.
Oh shit, not that thing. I hate that thing. I actually hate that.
Bring it on the screen, boys. World Force Protector.
So I used this against him earlier today, and I now feel very...
It's in the W's. You're going backwards.
I'm going backwards. I keep forgetting these are in alphabetical order.
So World Force Protector is a 4-mana 5/4 with Defender and Flying. Basically, that's really strong, but Defender means it can't attack. So it's really good for blocking, but it won't kill him. But it has Inspired. When it does untap, somehow I tap it. If it does untap, I will be able to start attacking him with it. I just gotta wait a while for that to be the case.
Yeah, he does. But not really, because he has that stupid thing that's gonna untap it next turn.
Exactly.
It's gonna cause problems for me. And once it can attack one turn, it can tap itself so it can keep attacking.
Exactly.
It's a self-sustaining engine of violence. Ooh, spicy.
Exactly. So I'm going to just set these back. And that will be my turn.
Okay.
Done.
Oh, and the Hail Mary comes from me. I get a swamp at long last. And that is actually such a good timing for me. If only I actually had 4 mana on board.
No, you don't. You only have 3.
I don't. But I could actually do something really important if I did that. But I do have this boy.
Oh, no.
Karglak. We just talked about him. He is the myth, the legend, Karglak. Oh, sorry. I was a little delayed because I was tapped on tight. I looked at something else real quick. Karglak. So, Karglak can't block, which is bad. It's a downside. But he's also a 2-mana 3/2.
Which is good.
For reference, your power and toughness on average are equal to your mana cost. It gets higher it gets more extreme as you tend to get higher mana value. You can have like an 8 for 6, I guess.
Yeah.
But generally at low levels, that's what happens. So not being able to block but getting extra power works. I bet TDL will lose. I might actually.
Yeah. And whenever a white creature blocks him, he's like, yeah, no, I hate you. I hate you specifically.
So I get so much more stuff. I get a whole nother power and a whole nother toughness. And I also get trample, which means if I deal lethal damage, but I have some extra damage lying about, I can just shove it at your owner's face.
Problem with him, I have no white creatures currently.
Yeah. He does play white deck, so I might run into those.
Might.
It's still a 3/2, and he has only one thing that can actually block it.
Yeah.
So that could actually be dangerous for him. We'll see.
Correct.
But yeah. Your turn.
Okay. Untap. I counter a spell unless its control plays 1. There's no targets for that. And then I scry 2. I get to look at the top 2 cards of my deck.
Scrying is like an incidental mechanic usually. Scry 1 is something that you usually tack onto things that are just okay. It lets you organize your deck. It's not really advantage, but it lets you select. Be selective. If there's some shit cards, clearing them off is like improving your next 2 turns.
I'm going to put 1 on top and 1 on the bottom.
Ooh, so something goes away and something is
also,
trapped.
that was on my untap step.
Yep.
I still have my upkeep step and my draw step.
Yep.
That's good.
So you immediately get the card.
I immediately get the card I foresaw.
Untap just happens. You can't really do anything during it. And you can kind of do something during draw, but only if something happens first.
Yes.
For the most part, you just do straight to untap, basically.
So, I'm now going to...
What are you going to do, Fred? What are you going to do, my boy?
I'm going to end my turn.
Oh, joy. He's holding up mana against me. That's not fun. So, holding up mana is weird. Do you want to tell them why, Frederick?
So, blue decks, and in this set, also a bit of white, has instants that I can play on his turn if I hold up the mana to do so. And so he might play a card, and I might play a card that says counter that card. And I might have that card in my hand. I might not. I might just be bullshitting him this entire time, but he has to sweat.
I had to worry. Yeah, I had to worry. So, I imagine if there was a JoJo card in Japan only, I wonder. Honestly,
I mean, Wix Cross maybe, because Wix Cross does a lot of
anime crossovers, but
crossovers.
Honestly, Magic might be getting one eventually, because let's be honest.
They're doing SpongeBob.
They're currently doing Marvel.
Yeah, they're doing SpongeBob, Final Fantasy. They might
be
doing
JoJo. Hatsune Miku recently.
Hatsune Miku. They did make some Hatsune Miku Magic cards, and some of them even had good artwork.
Some of them even had good artwork.
They got Western artists to try to do Hatsune Miku, and they didn't even make it in anime style, and that looks weird. It looks weird.
I actually made a mistake earlier. Well, I'm going to tell you about what Fred goes. So I should have tapped this with an extra mana, but
actually,
I didn't.
On your end step.
Yeah, see if he's doing correctly.
I'm tapping this to scry 2.
See, I forgot to tap this and create an extra token. I could have 3 tokens. That would have been nice. I made mistakes. Frederick does so much more rarely than I do. But I'm more new to this set. Frederick's been my CodedinAssembly. Sorry, keep getting your name.
Or assembly.
Yeah, Assembly's been literally building this for like what, a year now, or at least a few months.
I mean, some of these cards, 4 years has been the start of this idea.
Oh wow.
But this is the final pass that actually had like. I had changed a lot on the final pass.
Yeah. Well, there's like one more. Didn't you want to do like a board wipe or something? Like something similar-ish? Like a sweeper for white where you can kill multiple creatures?
Draw. Yeah. I mean, I still have changes. This isn't even the final version.
So that dragon, that little monster, the elemental, it's not technically a dragon, but let's be honest. Hey, I want to hear our opinion. I want the audience opinion. He says this is a swan, I say this is a dragon. He got the art from someone else, so no artist is... We have no art authority. What do you think this is, a swan or a dragon? I say dragon. Assembly says swan. Or you did earlier.
Yeah. I mean, it's the crane legs.
Yeah, but that face and those wings
and
the
feather,
wingtips.
The wings are feathered.
You can have feathered dragons. That's not an excuse.
Yeah, but now you're coping.
I'm not coping. It's a dragon. That head, that neck.
It has a beak, my guy.
Maybe. Maybe it does.
I understand some dragons have beaks too.
They do.
But now they're just big birds.
Everything is a dragon. All the snakes that aren't quite snaky enough for dragons. All the lizards that aren't
I'm playing an island, and I am attacking you with World Force Protector.
Okay. So, in response, I can do nothing about that. So I want to take 5. I'm just to lose all of these dice. That is a brutal card. The card is brutal.
Okay, I end my turn.
On your end step, I am going to properly create another token this time, which I should have done from the beginning. Alright. Yes! Yes! Let us rejoice. But not quite, because CodedinAssembly can still hurt me a lot. But I have a sneaky little move I can do. Don't you see? My dog.
Looks like a really big tree.
Ugh. A really big tree?
I mean, I guess.
This TDL spreads his dragon disease. Oh, it's not a disease, it is an awakening. So, I have a few moves I can do. But I want to see what I can get away with. Let's send 2 elementals coming at you, Assembly. And Karkalak. For funsies.
Anger. You only have 1 red mana open.
But what could I do?
You could deal 6 more damage than you already planned to. So instead of taking 3, I'd take 9.
Hey, your choice. Go for it, man.
That's acceptable.
So you're not blocking anything?
And then you don't even have the mana up to splice anything onto that, really. Because either you're playing red, multiple red, where you need to deal 1 damage to everything.
Who knows? This is the great bluff game. TDL do ASMR.
Or you need like
weird voice.
Or you need like 6 mana to do more specs onto it to draw cards with it.
You never know what the mana could be like.
I know what the mana.
Yeah, that's the problem with doing it with him, is that he actually knows all the cards front and backwards. There are a few things I could do, but the question is whether or not I have them or not.
Yeah, no blocks.
The main problem is that stupid fucking water droplet. And it's stupid fucking Spore Spike. I'm sorry, Frederick. That card is annoying. You take 3. I have nothing. There's a bluff. I was hoping you'd blow up one of my guys so I could do something instant speed.
Well.
The problem when somebody knows all the cards is you can't bluff them.
Well, it's much harder to bluff. You actually have to have the mana to bluff me.
Right, but I can't just rely on, oh shit, what are all the red things you can do? Also, this is a much smaller set.
Yes.
Smaller sets is hard too. Life is just a resource. Take the damage, brother. He took the 3.
Exactly.
Your turn, Assembly.
On your end step, tap this and this to scry to.
In response to that, actually, now that you can't
Yes.
tap down your stupid water droplet, I'm going to flash in Immolten Exile. Nope.
Okay. That's cool.
5 mana. Took a lot.
Put that
So,
on
let's
screen.
go on. This guy has it going on. It also brings back one of Frederick's pet mechanics. One of the many pet mechanics that he has. You do have a lot.
They're actual real wizard mechanics.
They are.
They're just underutilized in modern pop culture.
What is it called? Immolten Exile. So, here it is. So, it has Haunt. But first, let's go into why I was able to cast it like that. It has Flash. That means I can do it whenever. Like, I can, basically, whenever I could cast a spell, I can cast this. It's cool. It's nice. It also has Flying and Death Touch, which means you can block the stupid bird, tree, crane, dragon, whatever we want to call it. It's an elemental, though. And it has Death Touch, which means if this touches it, it dies. It also has Haunt. Frederick, do you want to explain Haunt?
So, Haunt, I'll give you bit of a history lesson, okay? Haunt is a mechanic people hate because the mechanic itself was, like, when this creature enters the battlefield, it does something. And then when it dies, it haunts another creature. And then when that creature dies, you then get to do the thing again. And that took fucking forever.
Can you tell he's angry at wizards?
Well, I mean, it was thematic, but, like, man. But all Haunt really does is say, hey, when this dies, make something become haunted, and you can kind of do whatever you want with that. So I did whatever I wanted with that.
Like in Final Fight, where you can fuck off me, move, cost you life, but you can spam it at low health. Wait, what? For what is... I don't get what the Final Fight reference is for. I'm not sure what that's from. Also, it hasn't popped up on the YouTube side. Not
I don't
sure.
know. It's weird. Might be.
I told you, the chat can be weird sometimes.
But yeah. So, like... So that... I changed how Haunt... I didn't change how it worked. I just changed what it did. And there's a lot of design space in Haunt that is being underutilized. That is my spiel.
Yeah. So, for this one, for example, Frederick's whole gimmick was that when something haunting something else, why not act like a buff? And it gets bonuses, sort of like auras, but I'm not going to explain those right now.
Yeah.
So when this thing dies, it haunts another creature, so it can haunt any amount of creatures. And those creature gets +1/+1 to its power and toughness, and it gets flying, and it gets death touch. So it basically just gives its own abilities and power to another creature, so when it's haunted. And then when that creature dies, they both go to the graveyard. So it acts like a buff when it dies, but the creatures tend to be kind of shit on rate for 5 mana. Yeah,
It's 5 mana flash and flying death.
I know, but
it does kill most.
It would probably be like a 2/3 in Modern Magic though. Modern Magic. You can't see his face right now. His face is completely disgusted at my words. I mentioned Modern Magic as presence. For reference, for Modern Magic, actually, while you take your turn, I'm gonna go grab something.
Okay.
Because I want to show them the disgusting levels to which
I'm gonna
Modern
untap
Magic will go.
Scry 2. I mean, I already
Nice.
scryed 2 previously, but whatever. Yeah, okay, and I'll draw that. Play a land.
My legs feel like they're jelly from sitting on the floor.
That being said, I'm gonna attack you with Fidan Seeker.
Confusing stuff. Dawn Seeker. Oh boy. Well. It's a 1/1. I'm gonna block with an elemental.
Okay. Elemental dies.
Elemental dies, it gets mana. I'm gonna use that mana to create an elemental, Pit of Chal. That's also a cool use of it. Did you realize that?
I did not actually realize that. I love it, but I do enjoy it.
Yeah. I figured that out about like turn 2, and I was like, oh, I can use that. I can use that for basically infinite blockers. It's cool. Confusing stuff.
Yeah, like an enchantment creature on death, basically.
Hey, we also had tacos.
That's good tacos.
Tacos are great. Like an enchantment creature on death. Yeah, kind of. Except it's not an aura, so it can't be blown up by somebody. You have to kill the actual creature, not just the card.
Although, note that Haunt doesn't say creature you control, so if the only other creatures on the battlefield are your opponents, it will screw you up.
Yeah.
It's not a May either.
It's not a May. And there is a, like, 1-drop that's like a, 2/1? that gives something 2+2+1 or something like that.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff like that.
It's great.
Anyway, though, so yeah, that's my turn.
All right.
On my turn.
All right, and I'll move to my turn. That flash really did save my life, honestly, because if I hadn't been able to do it at instant speed, he would have been able to hold up the untap effect of that little bundle of joy over there. That stupid bubble. Yeah, dance into the bubble. Love how Chris Carrier wrote gasp lol. He likes your design. Chris likes your design, Frederick. What do you have to say about that?
I'll put it in the live stream chat when I finally get back home in like a week or so.
All right. So, I'm going to try and just clear up some more nonsense, Frederick. Let's do Zamata Cleanser for 4. And I'm going to go ahead and go to him. So he's basically a kill still on the stick. So when he enters, he immediately says, this guy is from, like, he hates the white people. He hates them. I probably should have
No, he hates the non-white people. He's racist,
racist.
David.
He's a racist. So when he jumps in, he's an assassin.
And if you look at his flavor text, read his flavor text.
Oh, this is actually really good flavor text. Those who live above the webs of the Mata have such an aversion to the dwellers that Oh, sorry. Let me start that over. Sorry for ruining that. Those that live above the web of Mata have such an aversion to the dwellers that to look upon one is a great misery. Those that live below the web have an even greater aversion. It is such metal flavor text. It's great. Love how... So, this card enters, and it basically says Exile, which means it's not even in the graveyard. It can't even go up to hand, by like 2 cards that can do that in this set.
Quite.
And I'm going to choose your big old elemental, because I want that thing off the board.
It doesn't destroy exile target creature. It exiles target
non-white creature.
Non-mono white creature, right?
Yeah, non-white creature. Target non-white creature.
Okay. I'm going to respond to that.
You're going to make me pay more mana.
Oh, you wish.
Oh shit, what are you doing?
Scholar of Surprise!
Oh, not this shit. Oh, this nonsense. So he's
Bring the Scholar of Surprise on the screen!
There's nonsense in every color. That's the secret.
So the Skull of Surprise, when it enters, I can cast it instant speed because it has flash. And when it enters, I may tap 2 other untapped blue creatures I control.
And counter everything.
And if I do, I counter each spell. So I counter the Cleanser. Unless he has a response to that.
I do not.
Okay.
Actually. So yeah. That is frustrating.
It was very surprising.
It was supremely surprising. And I can't really do much about that. However, I do want that 4/3 off the board. So I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna move to combat first. Okay. And I swing with my Karlak. Good old Karlak. So, YouTube censored me again for a joke.
Oh well.
Love how Chris Carter will get. I didn't see anything on this other end either, so it like fully censored him.
So I guess I don't do anything in response.
Cool, because I actually misplayed, so take 3 damage. I misplayed. I actually would have died.
He would. No, I mean, yeah, it would have been a trade.
It would have been a trade.
You would have traded 3 damage for my 4 damage.
That wasn't great. It wasn't great. Yeah.
I don't think it was worth it.
All right. And I'll go ahead and toss.
Okay. On your end step, I'm gonna tap this to scry 2.
All right.
I'm gonna order them like that. Untap.
Hey, look, the life totals are even. I got my revenge.
Well, this also lets me scry 2 again on the untap.
Yeah,
look, it's the same too.
He's definitely better off than me on shit.
And also now this can attack as though it didn't have defender again. Upkeep, draw.
What do we got? What do you got for me, Fred?
Passage of Phaedon.
Oh God, it's not that card. Okay, so some reference. Earlier today when we were testing it out, I abused that card very, very much against him, and now he's about to get his revenge.
Yes.
The dumb thing is that it lets you tap things at instant speed for 0 mana. And I know he has an artifact that does that, but that artifact doesn't give him free mana for doing it.
I mean, it's a tap effect, so I can only do it once.
And you can't do it this turn because it comes into play tap.
Yeah.
Downside. Let me show them the card. Oh, went a little too far. Passage of Phaedon. An inch is tapped. You tap a creature, and you tap the card itself, and you get a green and a blue. So it taps for double.
Quite.
Which is really strong on lands, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, the bounce lands were considered like first pickable in draft.
Even before Amulet Titan broke them in half.
Yeah. Like, so...
TDL also abuses cards, lol. Boring stream, boo.
Isn't even that bad.
Oh.
But what I am going to do...
Yeah? Oh dear. You're swinging. Swinging. You're swinging at me. With a bunch of mana up. You were really going to swing into the Death Toucher?
I mean, I'm already swinging into the Death Toucher.
That's fair.
I'll swing into these two.
Oof. Well, obviously I'm blocking that. Because, you know, duh. And I'm worried that you're going to do something if I don't block this. But I also don't really care that much about these, so I'm going to block this Elemental.
Okay.
Elemental dies. Other Elemental dies. I'm going to do a Pitted Shawl. Tapping before combat ends.
You don't have to tap mana to do that because you already had mana up.
Oh, yeah. I already got mana from it. So I'll have a black floating, I guess. But the other red is going to be used for this.
Okay.
Hey, we got one of our Elementals back.
Yeah.
He's flying above everyone. He's chilling in the air.
Yeah. I'm going to...
End my turn.
Ooh. This is the thing. Games can stall out. Fred's games in particular because he does low power stuff regularly. Oh.
This is not a stall. I'm killing more elementals than you can summon in a turn.
Fair. I'm gonna swing my Cardillac again. Well, that's actually a harder choice now. Oh, how infuriating, Frederick. How infuriating. You know, I bet you can guess what I have in my hand too. And I'm also drawing nothing but lands. I'm just gonna say that. I'm gonna pass. He's gonna whittle me down until I'm having to take damage.
Okay, so you end your turn?
Yeah, in my turn. That Almada Cleanser was kind of my Hail Mary, not gonna lie. It was the thing that was finally gonna put me on top.
Untap. Scry
This
2 because
man
of
just
Feed on
decided
Seeker.
that I don't get it. He took it from me with a wannabe counter spell on a creature. Oh god, he put them on the bottom?
I put one on the bottom.
Put one on the bottom. He's fixing his deck so much. Like, so the thing about Scry is, it's an incidental effect, because if you get, maybe this Lander's tap, but it also gives you a Scry. It's whatever. It's fine. But if you get a Scry every turn, or you get Scry 2 every turn, that's actually really good. Because it basically sets you up as a monster.
I'm a motherfucking monster.
He really is, actually. Because it means that you are always going to say, I'm going to look at the top 2 cards of my decks, and if neither of these are good, I'm going to put them on the bottom. Off topic. Do you guys like root beer? I like basically every root beer ever drank.
Root beer?
Spinning your cards makes them more powerful.
Oh, I love root beer. I also enjoy sarsaparillas, another cream soda style
They don't
things.
spin on the playmat.
But, yeah.
They don't spin. Playmat keeps them solid. I like root beer. They're pretty good.
So I'm going to attack you with Scholar of Surprise and Feed on Seeker. Yet again. And Carglac can't block.
I'm going to block the Feed on Seeker.
That is...
And then, I'm going to block with Elemental. And before combat damage, I'm going to tap 1 white and give it +3/+0. Bye-bye to your Scry.
How much mana you have open?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and possibly more if the Elemental dies. But I have a lot open, is my point. I don't have much to spend mana on right now, Frederick. I really don't.
That's actually really interesting information you just gave to me for free.
I mean, I've been telling you I've been drawing nothing but lands. I already told you that. I did give it to you for free. That was stupid. But I already told you that information.
For free?
Vanilla root beer, also good. Well, I actually really liked root beer floats. I've had them a few times now. There was actually this root beer float place that had like a big, gigantic billboard. It was like a 3D model of a root beer float as their sign. It was really cool. They had really good root beer floats. Loved them.
I'm actually going to.
Oh gods, what fresh hell is this?
Scholar of Surprise!
Frederick, seriously, learn to just stop, please.
And I'm tapping these guys.
Well, this is still gonna die. I hope you understand that.
Yeah.
And
but you lose your 5-drop.
well, I lose my 5-drop. Sure. Yeah. To an extent.
This goes to the graveyard, and that'll just be
I
here.
will admit, and I'm gonna create another one with Pitted Shawl I don't need to tap another mana. What am I doing?
I mean, before you do that, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
something else? All right, go for it.
I know. I mean, Haunt's on the stack.
Haunt's on the stack. Should I put him on the...
Well, you had to target technically.
Well,
when
no.
Put on the stack, right?
It dies with this. So, mana, yeah. Haunt's on the stack, create elemental.
Well, yeah, but you have to target when it's put on the stack. So
I
you
do?
couldn't target that elemental.
Okay. Well, I can target the other one if I
Yeah,
want. So
yeah.
it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to target the elemental, actually.
Okay.
Because killing another thing with a blocker is actually kind of important right now. And I'm going to create the other elemental. So that's going to be it. Anything else, Frederick?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. No, root beer is really good. Oh, hello, friend, I suppose. What an interesting surprise. We have a guest who sees us today. A second Coglak. They're all so pissed.
It's fine.
Now we're going to put down another land. That's my land for turn. I have all this mana and fucking nothing to do with it. And we're going to swing Coglak at you. 3-2. Whatever. The best part is, I think most of his stuff is pretty
Blocking.
based. They'll trade. Yeah, I'll trade these. Honestly, that's going to do more damage to me than it would be to you, so that's what I prefer.
Okay.
And I'll pass. This thing is flying in Death Touch, though. It's a spooky elemental. Spooky.
Untap. Upkeep. Growl.
Growl. Genius talk. Your streams have been the most entertaining on this site so far. Really? I don't think they are, but thank you for the compliment. It really does mean a lot. It helps boost my enormous ego. CodedinAssembly's just sighing.
I sigh because your ego is
Tiny.
tiny. Tiny.
It is a fragile thing.
He's consistently around me, the man with the largest ego.
I have, like, nothing. I think I'm shit. I am the bottom of a shoe.
Oh, I am the largest ego. Wilford's Protector untapped, because everything was
Yeah.
tapped. And it's
I'm aware of
untapped.
that. I'm aware of that. I can't believe you got 2 of those. I'm so annoyed that you had 2 of those out. Because that is, like, that's one of your, like, big plays.
Well, yeah, but you only played, like, 1 Scholar of Surprise, and then decided to, like, not play it in your deck, because you played, like, not a lot of blue creatures.
Yeah, I played a mostly green deck with
Yeah.
the splash of blue.
I'll double attack with
TDL.
these 2 things.
I have an ego too, lol. You didn't even listen to you.
Lol.
You're gonna attack with both of them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill the one in the air, and I'm gonna kill the one on the ground.
You can't block with that creature.
Oh, I can't block that creature, right. So I'll just kill the one in the air.
Okay.
That's what needs to die, honestly. It's more damage. And Haunt finally goes away.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
You take 4?
Excel. I'll take 4, yeah. Look at me, down to my last 2 dice.
And then I end my turn.
Oh, for your turn, it's... Oh, with the mana on attack, actually. Use this. Create an elemental. Or use another mana. It doesn't really matter if I did then or not, because I have more than enough mana.
Yeah.
But optimal play. I should have used the mana. Oh, hey! We have a new face that's arrived, Frederick.
Cool.
A new face. The Pain of Chal.
Oh.
This little boy.
It's gonna kill you before it kills me.
It's gonna kill you before it kills me. Let's go see what it is. Oh, wait. Multicolor. Duh. So, there are these things called split cards, which means I can pay either
Hybrid
red...
cards.
Hybrid
Split
cards.
You know what split cards are. They're different.
Okay, yes, they are different. Frederick, Assembly, please explain before I give them bad information.
Hybrid cards can be paid with either color of mana, but they're generally considered weaker than if you had to spend a specific color.
Or they have to do things that either color could kind of do.
Well, that's in addition. Yeah.
Yeah.
In addition. That's really all hybrid is.
Yeah. And Pain of Chal has a thing where it's a 2/1 for 1, and it also haunts to give something 2+2+1. So obviously it had to have a downside, huh, Fred?
Yeah.
Assembly.
Yeah.
So whenever it gets hurt, or it hurts someone else, I take that much damage, which, if you're at the
Well, you
beginning
take
of the
one
game,
damage.
I take 1 damage. But if you're at the beginning of the game, that's actually kind of nice. But when you're, at this point, taking like 2 damage every time it fights something,
Yeah.
it's not great.
Not right now.
But it's all I have, and I need some pain.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go ahead and swing Karglak because he can't block anyway, and I just need to make him suffer.
You say I can't block.
You might be able to, but this thing can't block anyway, so I need to use it.
Yeah.
But you also probably want to kill it now because you don't want to get Pain of Charles' Haunt. Yeah, he's about to flash in something. God,
Passage.
I swear if you do another one.
And Water Droplet.
I swear
Water
if you do another
Dropout.
one.
For 2 mana.
Oh no. Oh no.
3,
What's
4,
happening?
5.
Oh shit.
6.
Oh no no
7.
no 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 no! Not that thing! Not that thing!
Deep Pupil.
Oh shit!
Bring out the Deep Pupil.
I'm horrified. The pain. The pain. So this thing is a 3/8. It's basically not dying ever.
It has flash, so I can cast it on his turn.
Oh my god. This is actually really bad.
Proceed to die.
So this dies. This thing is broken in a lot of ways if you can get it out. It's also 7 mana. And for reference, in Magic the Gathering, if you play something for 7 or 8 mana, it's basically supposed to end the game.
It does.
It generally does. Unless it's dealt with immediately. But I have no cards in hand, so I'm gonna die now.
Do you have like the blind running card?
I think so, maybe. Let me see if all the copies are in here or not.
I assume that will be your turn, though.
Yes.
Well, on your end step, I'm gonna tap this and this to scry to. 1.
I think I do,
True.
actually. I think I do have it in there. I also know I have another copy of that assassin, so that could kill it if I draw it. But
so-
I have no scry, so I'm basically going by the seat of my pants
Yes.
here.
Untap.
Also, I don't think I put as many split cards with scry as I should have in this deck.
Eh.
I think I only put 2 copies of each.
And when I
That's three.
untap Deep Pupil, he gets a mastery counter,
Which means he gets bigger because he
which
needed
now
that.
makes him a 4/8, which makes him a bit bigger.
It means he can actually like hurt me.
Yes, much more.
And even though I have basically infinite blockers, so I'm not going to be taking a hit
It has
from that
trample?
directly. It has trample, yeah.
It has trample.
Which is a problem, a very big problem. And I can't kill it.
And then I draw.
Because it has 8 toughness, and basically nothing in this format can kill that, aside from that one gigantic green deck creature, which might also be in his deck.
Ashes to ashes.
Yeah. Well, I meant in combat. I guess exile anything with death touch, but like I'm talking about power level, like not abilities, just like outright can it box.
I guess, but my sets usually mean more than that. But
Yeah. That is basically the biggest hitter in the set, though.
yeah, it is. It is
And it has one of the biggest butts, tied for it at least.
I am going to attack with Deep Pupil.
Might set a time where I can play D&D with my friends and give him hell. I'm actually going to be game mastering with Assembly and a few others soon, so I hope we should best luck.
Yeah.
Why does TDL cry like a bitch? Because I am weak. And I am flesh.
So yeah, I'm gonna just attack with these 2.
Alright, well, I am going to suffer, I guess. So, I'm just going to have to take the 4. That's the optimal move, I think, for that. I'm going to...
That doesn't kill
No,
it.
it doesn't kill it.
It doesn't have power.
It doesn't have power. So yeah, I'm just going to play Pain of Chal.
Why? Oh, you're gonna like
Haunt onto an elemental, yeah.
and make it a 2/2.
Yeah, well, because that means this is a better blocker in the future.
Yeah, you take 1 damage from that, and you take 4 damage.
Don't
from
I
the
take
Deep-
1 from...
Take 1 from Pain of Chal, because it took damage.
And also 1 because it dealt damage, right?
No, is it? Whenever Pain.
Or the creature it haunts, okay.
Yeah, it's still
Oh, wait, that's not actually good then, never mind. I thought it was... No, I'm just not going to block. I'm just going to block with an elemental then.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot that it was...
Okay, so you just take 4.
Yeah, and then I'm going to bring this elemental right back with that, so...
Okay.
Go down to 6. I'm at 6 life. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Lots of pain. Lol. There are still a few cards I could draw to turn things around. Not many.
I end my turn.
There are some. You know, if I got this a turn earlier, I actually might have a chance, but he's going to murder me really hard next turn, so that doesn't really help, unfortunately. That sucks. The card was this little beauty, Chal Butcher. So, the problem with tap effects is you have summoning sickness. You can't tap creatures unless card tells you to tap them, like that stupid thing. You can't tap them the turn they come down for their own effects, or for other effects that they would be equipped to them. Which is annoying, because it means I can't just, edict one of these away to give this a bunch of power to kill that thing.
You cannot butcher it. You cannot feed it.
Yeah, I can't. Which means I am kind of stuck fighting it. Which sucks, because I would probably want to kill with Pain of Chal, sacrifice one of these, and get a little loop going. Maybe do some fun stuff. But I can't, so all I can do is pass. It could also buff itself, and if Pain of Chal was put on it, it could also eventually kill that thing by putting the +2 on it and everything. But that would take a few turns to set up, or at least another turn, and I don't have another turn.
Yes.
Would you not?
You end your turn?
Yes.
On your end step, I'm scrying too.
Yeah. All he's got to do is flash something in now and kill me. Or even then, even if I survive, I think I'm basically dead because I'm about to take,
I'm also, I am also going to flash in Atania.
Yeah, okay.
Judge of Impurity.
That's game.
Untap.
That's game, people.
Yes.
So he's going to exile my thing. My best card, probably the Chal Butcher.
Honestly...
Oh, wait, you don't even need to, honestly. You get the damage just on your own.
Potentially. I mean, this does have flying, this does have trample if you, But it's a 5 damage trampler.
Yeah, I take 2 from here, so I would have to block all of this, and if I block with this, I take more damage. I would exile just to get rid of the Chal Butcher, and that basically gives you the game.
It does. But I can do that at instant speed, so there's no reason I need to do it now.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if I block ahead of time, then you would, I still get blocked. Oh, trample. Right, trample. Trample. So usually if you blocked and something got removed, it wouldn't matter. Trample says, I don't care. There's excess damage, and you haven't taken it yet.
I'm attacking you with these 3.
So I block like this, and I block with, honestly, Chal Butcher. And I'll try and kill that. No, it won't actually kill it, but I'll try and get this killed too. So I can do stuff. But I take 2, and then I take...
How much damage is that going to do?
Not enough.
How are you going to kill that? Even attempt it?
I mostly just want this to die.
2 plus 0 still equals 2.
I just wanted that to die, and I just wanted the mana, honestly. Just for funsies.
Okay, well then, have it die then.
And then he's going to exile my creature. Oh, actually, optimal play, I should put these 2 here. I don't think it makes a difference, though. Because I'm going to still take 1 from this.
Yeah, I'm going to tap...
Imagine the card said deep purple.
Yes. I'm going to tap 5 and put a crack counter on Atania, Justice, or Judge of Impurity. And I'm going to exile Chal Butcher until the judge leaves.
So you usually put cards under them, just to remind you. And then he's going to run over these. I'm going to take 3 damage from that card.
Yeah, 3 damage from this card.
So I'm going to go down to 3. And then I'm going to take 1 damage from that.
No, this doesn't have trample.
No, from this effect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I'm going to take 2 more damage from this hitting me. And that's exactly game. Unfortunately. Round 2?
Round 2.
Let me sideboard some stuff in.
Okay.
That's something you can do in Magic, actually, if you're playing 60 card at least.
Or if you're just playing with friends, you can
or
just
just playing
change your
friends.
decks.
Yeah, in between. I'm not going to take much. Just going to take out 1 or 2 things and put some other stuff in. Some stuff I might need.
I do think white does go well as a really good support
It's
color.
a really nice support color. I mean, some of the best cards are like the multicolor white cards.
Although, to be fair, the only white card I played the entire game was, in fact, Atania.
Yeah. Although you just didn't draw them, I feel.
No, I had Glare of Amata in my hand for a while, but just not early enough to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
1 grand.
Amata Guards, I guess I just got in my hand.
Where are the multicolor cards? I want to grab some more of those.
But
the multicolor Scry 3s are really good, and I should have put I should have learned my freaking lesson the first time. Because I made the same mistake back in the day.
Yeah.
Like earlier today. Oh, do you have the multicolor over there, I think?
I think I have some of them.
Yeah, I think you have the multicolor stack. We organized all these painstakingly earlier today. And now they're out of order again, so we'll have to do it again. Fun. Nope. Does that pack set have some? Or?
I mean, this is mostly green.
Yeah. Huh. This does seem to be like the rest of the multicolors, yeah. Oh, wait, here, maybe some? Oh, why am I not playing that? That's so freaking good for this, actually, because it's all about creatures dying, getting counters.
Non-white creatures dying.
My tokens are non-white.
Exactly.
I should be playing that. Oh, there were several mistakes that have been made here. Like, a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Also, I should be playing this. What the hell am I doing?
It's slow. You could use it to kill your own creatures.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Set up tokens to die for mana. That could have actually been very useful.
It is very expensive to make one mana on a turn, though. On your next turn.
But also on anything that's bigger, it, like, just makes them monsters.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And also, you didn't even use any gold webs. I would have used those. Holy shit. Sorry, I'm taking a bit of time.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I decided I wanted to replace one of my gold webs with Deep Boy.
Deep Boy?
Yeah.
Deep Boy! What is that voice?
Deep Boy?
No, that voice I used. I don't know what
Deep
that was
Boy?
doing.
That one?
I don't know what I was doing there.
I think that's like sports voice.
Oh. The fuck?
What? Just remembering what cards are in your deck?
No, I think I mixed in. Oh, fuck. Did I set this on top of the multicolor, or did I mix this all in from the beginning? No, I did not mix this all in from the beginning. I definitely did not. But I think I set my deck on top of this just now. Yeah, no, this is like all of the extras. Yes, I think. Hopefully. Oh my god, I don't.
Deep pupil.
I don't know, actually. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10,
It's the one
11,
it's the card I killed him with.
18,
Is
19,
what I
20,
replaced
21,
the gold web with.
7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 12, 13, 19.
Honestly, DJ, even though you don't know anything about Magic the Gathering, part of me likes the idea of someone who does know something about Magic the Gathering coming in and being like, what are these cards and what do they do? They'd probably be almost equally as confused because they would have never seen any of these cards. And they'd be like, what are these people playing?
I think I shuffled some of it, but I did seem to have most of my cards as this. I think I did like one shuffle.
Good luck with that. I'm stretching out my knees.
4, 5. No, I think they're all on the bottom here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so this is mostly that. I have to figure out what I put in here. I'm actually 2 over, so probably. Oh gods. One moment.
One moment. He screwed everything up yet again.
Yet again. Yet again. I ruin everything. Let's hear about my lands because that'll actually take a lot more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Honestly, the main goal of
13,
any game
14.
is have fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
Really? 15, 16.
Sometimes it's the people you play with. Sometimes the game can be fun, but the 17, people you play with are miserable.
18,
Find
19,
new people.
20, 21.
Hate the player. Don't hate the game.
2, 3, 24, 25, 26, 27. I have an extra land. That's it.
And like,
And I can
TDL can like attest to this, that like, I've given him like cubes, which are basically like the name for these kinds of custom sets. Or, like, one of the names for these kind of custom sets.
He has.
And like, he has a hard time getting anyone at his card shop to play.
I brought them by before.
Even though he thinks it's really cool, it's hard to find sometimes other people that think that the same things you think are cool are cool.
Now, I did bring, well, I didn't bring this, but someone else brought not a custom set, but it was a proxy, like a bunch of like fake Magic cards that I printed out using a service. And it was a vintage cube. And I will say that was a very interesting and unique experience. So vintage is basically Magic's anything goes format. They don't do bans. They only restrict you to 1 copy. And holy shit, when every card you're opening in like a pack of draft cards to choose one and pass it along and make your deck is good, there's nothing to choose. It's what do you want to play? Because they're all broken. They're all so broken.
Yeah, honestly, if you hate the player and the game, find a different game.
Yeah.
Find different players.
Find better friends.
Yeah. And sometimes people can be really good people. They're just not good people when they're in that game. find a different game with those people.
Exactly.
Maybe, or find just different people in general.
Yeah.
That's what I recommend.
All right. And then I'm just going to place one more card, and I think I should be good to go. So... shit. When you're like one card off, and you're like, what do I take out for this? I think I'm going to take out the Chamber of Maul. I know it's good. I know it's really good, but I don't have a ton of elementals, I don't think.
What are you talking
Okay,
about?
like elemental tokens. I'm an idiot.
All of your 0-1
Yeah,
gunk.
garbage.
Power him up.
To be fair, the only reason I survived as long as I did was that stupid land. I would have been dead.
Probably, yeah.
That card was... Those cards are just life-saving.
I was basically just playing mono blue for the most part.
You know what? I'm going to go risky. I'm going to take out an extra planes. There was already an extra, more than one in my deck. I'm going to take out even more. Go down to 30, go down to 25, 40, go down to like a 35-25 split. See if that improves it. This deck is a bit lower to the ground than a Simic deck. I usually, for reference, play a bunch of mana, get a bunch of power, and then play big stuff because I am simple.
He's simple.
I am. I also play Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes in Magic. Those exist. They're called tribes. And tribal decks are basically every card makes every other card better, and you don't really have to think as much. I will freely admit that. Because you can just throw a bunch of things that work well together in a deck and say, okay, it works.
I mean, I don't know if we're taking it seriously. We're just telling you, like, if you did hate both the player and the game, that is what you would do theoretically.
Yeah.
If your friends are good, you're fine.
Honestly, never try and stay. I would never recommend staying with like just horrible people. There are a few people at the card shop that I don't play with. I played games with a bunch of them, and every once in a while I'll get back into a game with them. But there are some people you don't do certain things with. For example, recently in the Commander Commander decks thing we've been having, basically it's get a precon and you can only modify it with packs you win at the end of each night. And it's a lot of fun. There's this guy there. I'm not gonna name the name because he might see the video. I'm not gonna say who it was or what night. Long story short, he got a little salty one night after getting swept because he got swept 2 nights in a row, and my deck was powerful, and I managed to get people to not team up with me. You guys' advice is trash, lol. I'm getting into the game on my own terms.
Honestly, that is the best way.
That is the best way.
That was my advice, by the way.
And he basically got really, really salty at the end and kind of stormed away. And I'm like, so I'm hoping I don't get paired with him again. And he's been a little distant ever since. He was mad that other players didn't immediately kill me, but I'm like, dude, all the time she said to kill me, I had nothing worth killing. You wanted them to kill me just because I have a statistically mildly strong precon, which was the Merfolk one. It's a tribal deck. And yeah, it's powerful, but just because I'm powerful doesn't mean when I have nothing on board and 2 lands in play, you tell them to gang me to death. 3v1.
And also, just because people didn't sycophantically agree with your every decision,
even if it was right,
doesn't even mean that your decision, like...
Yeah, even if you were right, getting mad at other players for not helping you gang up on a threat is not good sportsmanship.
It really isn't.
And you know what? I've gotten annoyed at people, but I also don't really take games that seriously. I'm like, why didn't you do it? And I always build very exaggerated.
You didn't let me cut your deck, but that's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's
Be polite. Be polite. I hadn't even really looked at the cards, to be honest. I was literally just pulling them off. Be polite. I'm sorry. I apologize for my rudeness.
Thank you.
See, apologies go a long way.
Also, you have 20 life.
Yep.
Yourself
Yeah, I'm
20
going to
life.
put my dice back. Oh, hey, over here.
Yeah.
Don't need to grab more. Stealing Fred's dice. Because my dice are nice. They're very pretty.
They're just hard to see on screen.
Yeah. Even the ones that are like really big and bulky like these. These are really cool. They have this like
I have a hard time seeing them. Those ones are a little bit better on screen if they hit the glare right.
But the glare on them is so bad from a distance away. And they're really cool in person. They have these like sparkling moving colors when you shake them, when you roll them. But they're horrible on screen. And basically all my dice are like that. Like my best dice is this one on screen. It looks terrible still for glare. Like you can kind of see it because the glare kind of highlights it a bit. But it's still hard to see the number because it's so small. The numbers though, the dots are so much better. They really are.
You say you drive new potential friends away, and to some degree, there is a part where it's like you've got to be somewhat amicable if you want to even know because, you know, some people are like, are they even worth being my friend or not? But at the same time, there's a filter.
Yeah.
If you can't handle me at a certain level of me being
then we can't be a certain level of close.
Exactly.
there's only so close you could be with someone who doesn't understand you without a filter. It's why I get along with Assembly. He's seen me at my worst. And a lot of my worst points, actually, yeah.
This is dangerous, but playable.
Mine's dangerous but playable, too.
I'll
I've been on the play since I
yes.
lost, remember?
Yes, whoever loses gets to decide whether or not they played.
Fun fact, there are decks that decide to go second. Well, let's be honest. There's one deck. Exactly one deck. There's a deck called Dredge. I'm going to play that. And basically the Dredge mechanic was, instead of drawing, you can have this card returned to your hand from the graveyard, but you milled so many cards. It turns out loading your graveyard is actually really freaking powerful, especially when you can do it for free. So they'll start the game, draw a card, have more than 7, and discard the Dredge card, so the next turn they just dump 7 cards in their graveyard and start their engine immediately. It's gross. It's very gross. I'm going to swing Pain of Shawl, because I don't want that thing to stay alive. What you gonna do, Assembly? True, my friends have seen me at my worst. And they're good friends.
And they're
good
still
friends.
Around. I don't want you to
have haunt.
Have haunt.
So they'll both die, and I'll lose a life because of this thing's ability. This was Pain of Chal, for those of you who don't know. Let's go check them out. That just happened. Your turn.
Okay.
Just show them the cards.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
Pain of Chal. Also the art. He gets it from where again?
I get it usually from ArtStation, sometimes from DeviantArt, sometimes with how El Mata works and how I had a really specific theme for El Mata. I had to get AI generated, specifically.
It looks good though. I like the art for the set, especially like the gold webbing. The gold like chiseling theme, like golems and stuff.
All that gold chiseling thing. That's all AI because. Some of these El Mata cards, they are actually from real artists, but most of them are, like, AI.
Good game so far. Thank you.
Yes, quite.
Maybe we'll go into round 3 if I can actually kill him.
You probably will. Scorn-shaped study, pass.
Draw for turn. Downside of going first is that you don't get to draw a card. That means you're kind of a card behind. I kind of like that, though, because it means both sides are pretty equal. But here, a new card. Oh, actually, first, let's talk about Fred's card. Because it's a legendary. It's actually kind of cool.
It's not a legendary, but it is.
Oh, it's not a legendary?
It is a rare, and you only see one of them.
Oh, so basically, in this set.
In this set, it's effectively a legendary.
This thing is crazy, though. Scorn-shaped study. What does it do?
You can pay 1 mana, discard a card, copy your next arcane spell.
And remember, arcane spells, you might, like, splice like, 3 other effects onto them, so... Maybe, optimally.
Or you can just make it like a 3/2 elemental with flying.
So I'm gonna bring out Stitch Nettle, so we got some new cards. That's why I'm excited. Stitch Nettle. He's a 0/1 technically, but he actually enters with counters. So he's actually like a 3/2. He's a buff guy.
2/3.
2/3. Sorry. He's not as buff. He's got a big butt though.
Yeah.
And you can remove a counter by tapping to create one of these beautiful elemental tokens, but I can't do that right now, so I'll pass.
Okay.
These things, we keep playing things that trade.
Yeah, it's funny and cringe most of the time. Yeah, I mean, as someone who has like very specific, sometimes aesthetic sensibilities, when I'm like doing stuff like this, it's useful because while I am an artist, to do the art to the level I would want on a single card would take me like a month.
Especially when you're not even sure if the
more.
card's going to continue to exist in the set for that long.
Exactly. Whereas with AI, it's like, oh, it's done in like an hour or less. And if all I want is to make an mechanically interesting set, you know, the art just being a certain level is fine. Especially when it's something that can be like a bit abstract.
And it's small, so it's hard to see minor mistakes.
Yeah, and it's also not on every piece of art either, which helps.
Yeah.
I am going to.
God, I missed my chair.
I'm going to tap 2 to cast Waterfall Installation.
God damn it, do you draw that every time?
I did put 3 in my deck, yes.
Shit.
Pass.
Consistency is important, kids.
To me it is. It is the most important thing to me.
Ooh. I am going to have some fun now, though. So I'm going to tap 2 and play this Golden Temper. So I just added this to the deck. And it's a really cool and interesting card.
Very interesting card for this.
Yeah, it actually is. This is like the perfect scenario for this thing. Especially since I can equip it immediately. So the way it works is, at the beginning of my first main phase, it deals 1 damage to an equipped creature. And at the end of combat, if the equipped creature was dealt damage this turn, put that many +1/+1 counters. And this thing can turn +1/+1 counters into creatures, which makes it kind of cool and interesting and weird. So I'm going to pay 2 more and equip it. And that's the way equipments work. They're a normal artifact, but you have an equip cost down here. Equip 2. So I'll pay 2 mana, and it just picks up the chisel and turns it into its own weapon. And then I'm going to go ahead and swing for 2 at you, Fred. Because you don't oh, wait, no, wait. You have a blue, and you could discard a card, turn into a 3/2, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and hold back then.
Okay.
That'll be my turn. Your turn. Didn't take any damage, so it doesn't get a counter. It's fun for
Or a custom card.
It's generally cool by me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's generally the rule. If
Yeah.
you're doing it for fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if Wizard of the Coast started using AR, I'd be pissed.
He doesn't even care about them anymore. He'd be pissed. Especially when their art is actually kind of getting awesome. Like, their art cards are freaking...
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast, you can say many things about them.
Yeah.
But their cards
On your end step,
look beautiful. Let's see, where's some good examples?
I'm scrying 2 on your end step.
Like, this
by
is like
the
a
way.
full art secret layer card. Look at this beautiful... You can't really see it great, I imagine. But it's pretty. They have these beautiful full art treatments, all sorts of like special arts. Hell, they have... Oh, speaking of weird crossovers, like we were earlier.
Untap.
They had a goddamn Transformers crossover. They give 0 shits now about when it comes to the canon. When it comes to what's in the set, they have 0 shits.
As someone who likes custom cards, keep it custom.
Keep it custom,
Keep it
everybody.
custom. I get that's all Hasbro though, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
It's Hasbro. Let's be honest. Hasbro is the king of crossovers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
most-
official AI, yeah, that's ass.
Yeah, lol.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because they have the resources for artists. They have the resources to make this good. And AI is passable up to a certain degree, but it's not really quality.
Well,
to a certain
even
point.
if it is quality, it lacks the soul, and people can tell. Although I'd argue that a lot of current Magic sometimes also lacks soul,
Yeah.
and I can tell.
Well, they do save the actual good art for the full art treatments and the rare promos and the the chase stuff.
So they do still have good art.
They do have like anime art now that's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Although a lot of it is not my taste.
Wait.
TDL.
You guys say
The
pretty.
typo due to say pretty
Pretty.
with a cat.
I am going to.
And yes, before anyone asks, I do have a dragon deck.
Yes.
Alright, go ahead.
End my turn.
Ooh, interesting. Alright, untap.
Sadly, I
Upkeep,
didn't
draw.
get an explosive of.
When the main phase comes, I take it when damage. I'm gonna put a counter here just to represent that I've taken a damage, so
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
forget. Because damage persists throughout a turn.
And it goes away at the end of the turn.
Yeah.
Things like Hearthstone where it persists turn after turn after turn. That's not how it works in Magic.
So I'm gonna move to my main phase 2, and I still have a damage, but I'm gonna counter. Your response to that trigger?
No.
All right. He's now a 3/4. Pass to you, Fred.
On your end step,
Oh, damage still there.
I'm going to
What are you doing? What are you
tap
doing?
this for a blue. And flash in Atania. Justice, Judge of Impurity.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Yeah. Your turn.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Draw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The cool thing about this is it actually technically happens on the main phase. So where mana disappears, if I had one of these tokens equipped with this spike, for example, or the chisel, I actually get to keep the mana for the main phase, and that's actually a really cool, interesting, weird quirk of the design.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. I love it when it's like just worded just differently enough to affect things.
Yes.
Dragon deck. Hey TDL, what happened on the Halloween stream? I was gone for like 90% of it. I played a bunch of weird HIO stuff.
Yeah, a lot of ones that the man recommended.
Yeah, you can actually find like the whole list, I think, either still in the previous stream chat log or in his recommendations.
Yeah. I liked them.
They
cool.
were very interesting and weird. Although some of them were very walking simulator. But you know what? A lot of horror game
horror is mood.
Is walking simulator.
Horror is mood.
Yeah.
I
liked the fishing one, even though that was very walking simulator. It was in a boat, and it was awesome.
I mean...
You had a fishing minigame.
You like books, don't you?
Yeah.
Aren't books basically just walking simulators because you don't really have any agency over it?
To be fair, I do admit there are good and bad walking simulators. I don't mean it as a general insult. That other tunnel game we played on like that one Halloween stream.
2-4?
You're attacking.
Yeah.
That's a flyer.
Yeah.
You have potentially 4 men up. I'm gonna take the 2.
Okay.
Go down to 17. There was that one. Remember where I was just walking down the narrow tunnel? I thought that was kind of just whatever. It wasn't that scary. A lot of the jokes were kind of just funny, or the jumps were kind of funny.
Okay. I had my turn.
On the end step, I'm going to tap Stitching Nettle. I'm gonna actually on the end step, I'm gonna flash in this Amata in Exile.
In response.
Mm-hmm.
Glare.
Yep, counters it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna tap this, lose a counter, and create 8 elemental token. And then I'm gonna untap, upkeep, and draw. And then on my main phase, this is gonna take a damage. Just gonna remind myself I have it. And I'm gonna play a swamp. So, what are we gonna do here? What to do? So, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna swing. Stitch Nettle at you.
No blocks.
No blocks. Take 2.
End of combat.
Your turn.
Gets a +1/+1 counter.
Yep. Zoop.
Okay.
Your turn.
On your end step, tap this for scrying 2.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mr. Bucket. Game is still funny as hell, lol. My dad promises to get me something, then he doesn't. I don't trust promises. It all depends on who's making the promise.
Yeah.
Some people are consistent, or they'll let...
Everyone is consistent. They're either consistent
Consistently,
with keeping the promise or
or
breaking
not.
the promise.
Well, some people are very... Actually, some people are inconsistent, I would say.
Yeah, I guess.
It also depends on, like, I feel like how they react when they are unfulfilled. Like, do they come to you well before, like, just before it happens, you know? I don't know. Is that hard to figure out something even minimal for gameplay with those walking simulators? Game without gameplay doesn't speak to me at all.
See, the issue that I have with that is that, like, he might, like, if you, let's say you add basic platforming to the walking simulator, to someone who's bad at platforming,
That
like,
makes it worse.
like this man,
I am very bad at platforming.
he might consider that gameplay. But to me, who plays TF2, that's just still a walking simulator. I just can jump.
Yeah.
So, like, what is even considered gameplay at that point? Right?
Exactly. Also, another thing is that, like, what is gameplay at all? Like, for example, you know, a walking simulator doesn't have... If we say walking simulator doesn't have gameplay, is the mere act of interacting with, like, text or just, like, hitting OK in a dating simulator, like, especially a visual novel that's much more, you know, inroaded with without many choices, is that basically just a walking simulator with text?
Exactly.
I think simulating a mood can be an experience. I'm here watching. Thank you, Nerdo Dragon.
Yeah. And also, as I mentioned earlier, like, he likes books.
Yeah.
He's okay with not having agency in things.
I am.
I attack you with Atania.
I mean, I like movies, too.
Atania for 2.
I will block with the elemental.
It has flying.
Oh, right. I can't. Boo. I'll take the damage, I guess.
Okay.
Take 2. Go to 15.
Rolled Force Protector.
Okay.
I pass.
That's a problem. On your end step, I'm going to tap 5. I'm going to flash into Mountain Exile.
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. Do need to do some stuff, so I'm going to draw for turn. What do we got here? Ooh, funds. So we're going to drop down this High Executioner. That's actually pretty good. So, we haven't seen this one before. Newbie. So this is the Ether Lane High Exterminator. Sorry, not Executioner. They don't kill people. They kill
animals.
Remember, very, very, very horrible people. These ones.
Yes.
Legendary creatures, an elemental soldier. It's a first strike. That means whenever damage is dealt, it gets to deal damage first. And if you die, you don't get to deal damage to me. I'm sorry. I'm just that quick.
Yes.
Whenever a non-white creature dies, man, that sounds bad.
It does sound very bad.
Put a trophy counter on it.
To be fair, it is very bad.
It's the rules lawyer, and it's also supposed to be that horrible.
Yes.
Remove a trophy counter from it. It gets +1/+0 until it turns. So basically, if a lot of things die, it can kill even more things. Books in my elementary went hard, not gonna lie. Books are awesome. I wish more people would read. I know some people don't have the time commitment. It is more of a time commitment than most other forms of media. But we have time for TV shows. You have time for a book if you can watch a TV show. I'm sorry.
I've told you why I don't read.
Also, this has a damage. And I'm going to go ahead and pass to my main phase 2. This is going to get another counter. I'm going to pass to you, Fred.
Okay, on end step, tap this to scry 2.
Yeah. That Scry is really, really buffing him, because he basically is not drawing anything bad. He's drawing stuff he wants.
I'm drawing things slightly quicker than you otherwise would.
Which does matter. Like, he's done it enough times.
Untap.
He's essentially seen cards he would never have seen without it.
Yeah.
Scry is one of those mechanics that adds up. If you do it consistently and repeatedly, it can just win you the game. Which is why it's opposite. There was a mechanic called Fatesling where your opponent got to scry your deck. And that thing could basically lock you out of a game by forcing you to just draw a land every turn.
Yeah.
I personally don't read because I can't. Listen to audiobooks. They're awesome.
Well, TDL can attest to this, that, like, I've been recommended books before. I've started reading them, and then I didn't leave my room until I finished them. And I came out, like a day later, like, about going to the kitchen to eat food, because I hadn't done that yet. And I'm walking like a new baby deer.
Yeah.
I don't read because it is bad for me.
Honestly, recommending a book to him is like recommending, like, drugs.
Exactly.
It's like, even if it's like, TDL, if I believed you, if you're right, and this is a book I will like, that is not a good thing. You will put a temptation in front of me.
Exactly.
Oh.
And I think people who enjoy books will accept that as a, oh, that's why you don't read, that makes sense. As opposed to a, I'm sorry, I just don't enjoy reading at all.
I think that's a cop-out, personally.
I think it is a cop-out as well. I am going to...
Did we tell them what that angel does? Or
the angel?
The elemental angel.
We haven't talked about it recently.
But, you know, it is a thing. It's a cool thing.
Basically, it is a 5-mana 2/4 with flash, which means I can cast it on my opponent's turn. And flying, which means they can't block it. It flies overhead. And it can pay some mana to, like, basically send one of my opponent's creatures to prison. And it can continue to do that, but it costs more each time it does that.
2 more to be precise. And one of those has to be wiped. But that's not really a problem. You can activate it twice, I think, now.
Yeah. I can
mostly,
activate it once.
Well, no.
No.
Twice. Oh, you can activate 2. You can activate...
I need 1 more mana to activate it twice.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I try to get into reading books. When I do, my mind is too exhausted from actively reading and analyzing the information. There's no place for immersion. When I don't analyze, I can't understand or remember. Yeah.
To be fair, this man reads books faster than I do. I'm the guy who reads a paragraph, sits there laughing for an hour, thinking about the world about that paragraph, and then going to the next paragraph.
To be honest, I often read everything I review at least twice. Because I need to make sure... Because I have a tendency of getting really sucked into the world and, like, next word. And I can occasionally lose detail. I need to read it twice before I get everything. School got me used to reading a lot. Yep, that's how I got used to reading, was accelerated reading. Although, I often got annoyed because a lot of the books I read were these small books that were part of a large series of books, but they were all worth, like, 1 point or 0.5, and I'm like, but I can read, like, all of these, and they take as much place on the shelf as, like, the Aragon series, but they're worth, like, a fraction because it's just, you know,
My question is, what's more dangerous? That thing or that thing?
Or that thing.
No. Because it can make it so bigger, but only after
a fight.
And even then it can't do it again turn after turn after turn. You have to consistently be...
What are you going to kill, Ted?
Killing things.
And you can only do one this turn, so whatever you don't kill is going to still be alive, is the main problem, I think.
Yeah.
Plus, even if you... I think targeting that is probably best, because if you target this, I'm just going to create a token. I mean, you can let it happen, but... Also, you know, death touch and flying.
You know what?
Occasionally I am right. And
I'm
it's
going to
often to my
attack
own
with
detriment.
World Force Protector first.
I think I know what you're doing. I'm gonna call your bluff.
No blocks.
They die. Haunt targets the elemental.
In response.
I know you're gonna do if I targeted either of them. You want to do 2 for 1 me and then exile the other one next turn when you got another mana. I understand the game here, Frederick.
I end my turn.
On your end step, I'm gonna create another token. I saw what he was doing. Also, this gets when another trophy. So this gets 2 trophy counters actually.
Yes.
For those things dying. And that's gonna untap when all my stuff untaps. So, gonna draw a card.
That's cool. Yeah.
Write a ton. I want to write a ton of things like songs, poems, books, even more. Writing is fun. I've heard some fan fictions. Please don't go looking for them. Please don't go looking for them.
I've read.
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna give you the information you need to find them. I'm not gonna tell you my username. You can find it on your own. But I am one of only 2 people, to my knowledge, who have written fan fiction for the Heartstriker series. One of Rachel Aaron's first series that actually really captured me. So if you're looking for Nice Dragons Finished Last fan fiction, that's me. The one other guy who occasionally comments on my stuff and I comment on his thing.
Yeah.
I wrote most of it, though. From the last I saw, that was like
Yeah.
half a year ago, I think, before the last time I looked. I do want to write another story for it. But he's taking a damage. And I did the right move by putting on this. It's not optimal, but it is best, because it means you want to divide the targets of suffering.
Yes.
And I also want to make this an even harder choice. So we're playing Section of Gold Web. So, this is what's going to keep me safe. This is the wall that we're building to protect ourselves from the blues. Red versus blue. Kind of is, actually, with elementals.
Yeah.
Oh, they're black, I guess. Section of Gold Web. So it has Defender and Reach. And that means it can't attack, but it also can block things with flying, which is really important because that stupid angel's going to keep hitting me if I don't do that. In addition, whenever it blocks, I create a 1/2 elemental creature token with Vigilance, which means whenever it attacks, it doesn't have to tap, so you can do other stuff or it can block next turn. And those tokens look like this. They're kind of cool looking, actually. I like the art. Yeah, I know it's AI design, but it is cool design.
Right? I would say I worked hard, but what I mean to say
The
is
AI
I gambled quite a lot before I
gambled,
got that one.
I gambled with the AI until it gave me something I desired.
Exactly.
I'm going to move to combat.
Actually.
Oh. Shoot.
Convolute.
I know, I'm thinking. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Also, yeah, that kind of sucks. You're gonna kill it. Or you're gonna prevent it from ever existing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna move to I'm still moving to combat, I guess, then. And I'm not gonna do anything. Gonna leave everything the way it is. I'm gonna move to main phase 2. I'm gonna get another counter on Stitch Nettle. And then I'm gonna do something a little weird, a little out there. We're gonna put the chisel on my haunt creature. I'm gonna do it like that to distinguish what's actually on it versus what's under it.
Okay.
Because remember, it has 2 toughness now. And if this thing starts getting big, that will be a problem, because Frederick doesn't want to waste that effect on a token.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Oh, well, tokens actually, that does kill it permanently. That's actually kind of nice. So I'll go ahead and pass to you, Frederick.
Tap this and this to scry 2.
But I do want to make you have to do it, because if you don't do anything about this, it is going to cause a problem.
Yeah.
TDL is thinking, that's a big moment. Oh! You know me too well.
Big if true.
Big if true. I mean, it's true based on what I know of your board state. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
You
so
do have 2 cards in hand versus my 1, so you do have more options
untap,
than I do.
upkeep, draw.
Sorry, 1 versus 3. He has 3 cards now, and I have 1 little tiny card. Oh shit! He has the mana. Oh no, he can do it twice. He can do it 2 turns in a row now. That's actually bad, because that could easily pick my defenses apart. What are you gonna do? Or are you gonna save it for potentially something worse? That's not really worth doing though. You should probably at least start doing it.
Yeah, I probably should.
Although to be honest, like this time you probably don't even have that much you can play aside from it, so who knows.
I am exiling this.
That's fair. You don't want it to build up.
And when tokens leave the battlefield, they just get fucked off.
Yeah, they don't come back. So I'm not gonna get that token back, and I also don't get the death trigger. Now the exile.
Is this still
Oh,
cracked?
it's still exiled actually, because it stays in exile because it never died.
Well, I don't think haunt.
It says
goes-
dies. It actually does. The
it
flavor
goes-
text. When this creature dies, exile a target haunting creature.
Does it say whenever the haunted creature dies, it gets put into the graveyard?
No, so
No, it doesn't say that.
So it
doesn't
stays
do
in exile
that.
permanently. Oh.
Yeah.
I guess I'm used to that. And the right, wizard sucks. Right.
No. That's just on you. That's
That's
not a
on
wizard.
me.
That's not a wizard thing. That's just a you thing.
That's on me thing. Basically, because TDL's garbage schedule. Are any of you guys midnight people? I am.
Not really. I've been staying up until midnight the last 2 nights because TDL has been keeping me up because he's interesting to talk to. But
Same with you.
to
be honest, I have been asking
last night has got to stop because I've got to get up ready for a conference.
Tomorrow night, yeah. Also, I have been reminding you that it's like 10 o'clock both nights. So.
Yes. It's not his fault.
No, I do have a horrible sleep schedule. I will freely admit that.
Although he gets up much later than I do, even though we seem to get to bed at the same time. I don't know how.
Well,
that works.
I fall asleep later. It takes me a while after I take my medicine to actually get to sleep. It takes me an hour just laying there.
The Bazaar, you know that game? I've been
Yeah.
watching people play the Bazaar, and it's really nice to just fall asleep to watching people play the Bazaar. It's great.
It's 7:39 p.m. For me, it's 40 past 4. Dude, you should be asleep if you're not off of work. I feel bad. To be fair, this is actually a fairly decent time if you're American. I know that's very, very American-centric. And I have ambivalent feelings towards
You
this.
know there's a saying,
Mhm.
it's dawn somewhere.
It's dawn somewhere and noon somewhere. It's also past noon somewhere, so you know.
It's always drinking time.
Oh, even if I don't drink personally.
I don't drink very often.
I do indulge caffeine at an inhuman level.
I guess since I can, and since I probably won't be doing anything else, I do attack you with Turk 2.
I have to take the 3 because I have no...
You take 2.
Oh, 2.
This is not +1/+1.
Oh, right,
This is
that's
a
the
crack
counter. Right, crack counters. Sorry, I should be used to weird counters by now because Wizards has just gone ballistic with really weird counters. They put, like, paragraphs of text on a counter now. It's insane.
Well, I just use old school style counters.
Yeah, you do. You're good.
It's like no.
You're good. I'm talking about Wizards. I should be used to this guy playing Modern Magic.
Okay.
That it?
Yeah, that's it.
On the end step, I'm gonna go ahead and pop off one of these. Create another elemental token. All right, untap, upkeep. Don't get that, unfortunately, this turn. Ooh, but I do get something else. Let's see. So we're gonna play Chal Butcher. That can be nice. It lets you sacrifice a creature, make it stuff buff. 3/3.
How much did you tap?
3 mana. 1, 2, 3.
It costs
Oh,
4.
4. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I apologize. I am indeed an idiot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and swing Stitch Nettle at you for 3. This is 3/4.
No blocks.
No blocks. Take 3. Your turn. If I can keep this up, I can actually do some good damage. That's a big if.
That is an if, yeah.
Big if. Honestly, especially now that he has that nonsense on board. Okay.
Mana is up.
He has Threat of Activation, which means that at this time, whenever I do something, I have to take into account that he could just exile a creature off the board. It is a really annoying state to be in, and it is a very good thing to hold over your opponent, because it makes them wary. and it also lets you severely punish them for the slightest mistake.
Take 2.
I'm gonna take 2 because I have no choice. So 2. Go down to 11.
Yep.
Tasted beer when I was 15. Nah, JK, I have nothing against alcohol at all.
I tasted beer probably when I was like 5, and my dad like put his thumb in a beer and then
Technically,
like,
I have
had me suckle on it, and I thought it was the most bitter shit I've ever tasted in my life.
That it? Right?
Yeah.
So however, I also grew up Catholic, which means I had wine in 2nd grade.
Play a swamp. Technically, I've also tasted wine at a communion one time. I was technically Methodist back when I was younger, with UDJ, and here they're pouring alcohol to milk or baby.
Yeah.
So, I've got some thoughts spring in my mind.
Big thoughts.
I know, right? So, I'm gonna put this golden temper. And I'm going to try swinging him at you and Stitch Nettle. That's a lot of damage. That's 5 damage. Quarter of his total starting life.
How many cards do you have in your hand?
1.
Instance available for
I have
1
5
red, 1 white, and 3 black. Include
God,
Blessing of them all.
Alright, seriously, are you really doing this right now? Are you really gonna list out the cards I have available? This is who I have to deal with right now.
To be fair, there's not many black instants that are combat tricks, so I don't really have to worry about those.
You mostly have to worry about the red ones.
Ashes to Ashes does exist, but it's a sorcery.
And you know if I could kill a tap creature, I would have done it by now.
Probably. Red is kind of limited. You could technically give him +2/+0.
I mean, I do have Chaw Butcher still out.
You do have Tall Butcher. So I'm going to tap Scorn Shaped Study and this for a blue.
Okay.
To cast Deep Pupil.
No,
it's just Deep Pupil.
Alright.
And then Deep Pupil is going to... So this can become a 3/1... become a 6/4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll block that.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to Chaw Butcher, 2nd Elemental.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and give this +3/+3.
Yes.
So that gives it 4 toughness.
4/4.
Yeah, 4/4. And I'm going to leave that like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to block each other.
Okay.
So it's going to take 3. That's going to take 3.
Okay.
And you're going to take 3, right?
Yeah. I'll take 3.
Alright. Now I'm going to move to my main phase. And I'm going to have to use a different color. Can you give me one of the green or blue dice, I guess? Something. So I can, know the difference between them. Main to main phase 2, this gets a +1/+1 counter. So this is officially strong enough to survive the equipment on its own.
Wait. It took damage?
When it blocked that.
How?
You dealt 3 damage when you blocked it. It has 3 tough power.
Well, you actually gain 3 +1/+1 counters then.
Oh. In that case, it's a chonky boy.
Yes, it is. That's kind of the point of the chisel. The chisel is to say, I have fought, and the more you fight, the bigger you get. It's just hard to fight sometimes. When someone sees the chisel on it, they're like, I actually don't want to fight that.
Yeah. And then we're gonna move the chisel.
I'm not reading that, DJ.
He's not reading that, DJ. And I'm gonna pass. Let's see what it is. Dad tricked me into drinking beer. Blue is always good, even blue waffles. I've never had blue waffles.
It's an 2005 meme. You wouldn't understand.
You mean it's Percy Jackson?
You weren't on the internet then.
It's not Percy Jackson?
It's not. It's basically the depiction of an incredibly diseased vagina.
Oh.
Upkeep.
Boo! Imagine your epic anime battle, Assembly versus TVL. Who wins? Assembly. Just flat out. Physically speaking, he's scrawnier, but stronger.
I'm wriggly. Also, I will grow out my fingernails and use them claws if I'm expecting a battle within the next week or so.
Yeah.
He knows this.
Now, granted, if it were lethal, I think Assembly would still probably win, but I would try and do something. I would probably try and grab chemicals to burn him with.
If it was lethal, I would bite out your jugular.
If it's lethal with
If I actually didn't care about you living, I would bite out your jugular.
I would just throw bleach at him. And a bunch of other chemicals.
Bleach doesn't... It's mildly
Fine, chlorine
caustic.
then. I'd throw chlorine. Suicide pact.
Mildly caustic. Congratulations. I closed my
pass.
eyes. No, I haven't ended my turn.
Oh. No, right. It's your turn now. Sorry. Yeah.
Um...
That happens sometimes to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Brain fart. Lamau.
Oof. Although,
Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't just, like, decided, yeah, let's just fucking kill the bounty hunter.
you say that, but, like, I have mana to do other things with that are also good.
Yeah.
But you are right. That shit has gotta go.
That shit has gotta go. That is, like, all your mana right now.
It is all my mana, but that shit has gotta go. I cannot deal with a 4/4 with first strike, or a 6/4 with first strike. Even if it's not gonna get any bigger, that's still a problem.
Let's see. Your problems will only just begun.
But first is the most important thing. I'm attacking you with Deep Pupil.
I'm gonna block with Elemental.
Okay.
The response, I'm gonna Blessing them all.
How much mana you have open?
2.
Tap 2. Actually,
You're gonna splice it or something.
tap 1.
Tap
Discard
1.
a card.
Oh, you're copying something. Oh no.
Feed on Seeker.
God damn it.
And then I'm gonna tap 2.
I was trying to make his removal spell not really matter.
Casting Glare of a Maul.
Pay for 2, right?
Yeah, and then it gets copied.
Twice. So yeah, I'm not gonna counter either of them. This just dies.
Mhm.
That's fair. Elemental dies. Bye bye, Elemental.
And you take
Basically, what I was trying to accomplish
You
is
take
create
2.
Yeah,
you take 2.
I know. I was trying to make an elemental buff so that even killing me wouldn't stop me from having a decent board. But TDL, I mean, Assembly just like said no, I'm not gonna do that. So he's literally the police. In Magic the Gathering, blue, white are the police colors. If you want to know more about them, watch Malltown. He talks about it occasionally. He never talked about is it.
I'd
generally.
argue that blue-white, to be fair, is more the justice system.
That's the cops, Red.
Red-white is the police. Red-white is stop resisting.
I'm gonna play a swamp.
You guys I wear band shirts and other anime shirts. Honestly, it depends on where I'm at. With what I wear, I think
I just wear t-shirts with stuff on them.
Yeah.
Stuff I like.
If I'm at work, it's button-up shirts, ties, khaki pants. That's honestly just comfy to me.
See, we're allowed to wear, like, navy or black sweatpants as long as they look formal enough at a distance. And also, we can wear basically whatever we want as long as it has something of a collar. And then, if we wear a long sleeve, we can wear whatever we want under it. So I basically just wear what I wear at home, but with a long sleeve whenever I can.
Yeah.
Just notice the Rainbow Dash with body armor.
Yeah, but
He's
like,
a brony.
but when I'm like at home, right? I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear some fucking thigh-high socks and some like comfy leggings and like a nice like Under Armour shirt or something like that. Like that's comfy to me.
Yeah.
Or if I'm just going out on the town, it's like literally plain, a plain T-shirt and like khaki cargo shorts or something like that. Like that's what I wear is pretty varied, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, also a token died, so I got a counter on this. But I'm gonna tap 2. We're gonna put the Golden Temper, this beautiful little Golden Temper, on Troll Butcher.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to combat, and we're gonna swing. Actually, wait. Don't want to do that.
Honestly, the Golden Temper has you have one creature survive an actual combat.
Actually, no.
Like,
I'm gonna put it.
bad.
I'm gonna put it on the High Executioner.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to combat because you actually can't activate that stuff right now. And we're gonna swing him at you. In responses for combat or for
So
blockers?
it's currently
a 4/4.
It's a 4/4
with 3 ability to become a 7/4. This thing could actually get big enough to just wreck it most of it.
You could also then sacrifice this.
Or, well, yeah.
Yeah, you could sacrifice, it, or like a token from it. A non-white creature would die, so it would be able to be an 8/4.
Yep.
And you'd also give it +3/+3, so it would be an 11/4.
Which
would not kill me.
But would come really close. I'm like 1 damage away from actually.
How many cards do you have in your hand?
I'm an idiot.
I like those odds.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Do not be a bounce spell! Do not be a bounce
I
spell!
don't even think they have bounce spells in
Yes,
Blue
you
here.
do. You have
Roll into the waves, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I would only have to replicate
Alright, what
once.
is it? Are you doing it?
Well, I'm tempted. I think it's better just to do this.
Yeah, I kill it.
And you take no damage, by the way.
Yeah. I know, so I don't get that. We're then gonna go ahead and move it again. We're gonna move it back over 6 now, because I have mana to do that now.
Okay.
I don't really have much to cast. I'm gonna pass to you, Fred. It's good to talk. This thing is actually kind of terrifying. I probably should have used the counters. Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's not like, honestly, making that the thing you should absolutely... Oh, also gets another counter. So, actually, it will be lethal next turn if you don't...
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does, because it's a non-white creature. Died.
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't get one.
Oh,
it doesn't
sorry.
get
I'm sorry, there
plus
was the same amount. They were the same amount. I forgot. That's regular. These are the bounty right here. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Quite.
My bad. The bounty counters are the white ones, obviously.
I'm going to... Honestly, that shit has got to go, though.
It gotta go.
It's got to go.
It's gotta go, Davis. I'm sorry. Ugh.
It's got to go.
Oh, doesn't that get a counter, by the way? Or plus, or, yeah, deep counter?
It's another...
No, I'm talking about this thing.
Oh,
Didn't untap?
yeah, it did untap. It did. Thank you. So yeah, it has gotta go.
Sweets and pillows. Yeah. Oh, so sweets and pullovers. Sweats and pullovers.
Oh, I like polo shirts.
Yeah.
Polo shirts with the top button.
Make this stream boring. What?
Honestly, polo shirts with the top button buttoned. Most people find that horrifying.
I love quarter zip long sleeves. Those are like my jam.
It's like if you're like one of those scene kids who like the collar, right? It's like one of those leather collar chokers you would wear around you, except like it looks like completely fine and standard.
Yeah.
You're of course not a raving degenerate for having your top button buttoned. Of course not. Or wearing a necktie just because you actually like the feeling of collars. Arguably, polo shirts are just because that was school uniforms for so long, and I just wore nothing but my school uniform all day, even when I got back home, because I'm like, why should I change?
I mean, I wore them at home until I got in my pajamas.
Anyway, remove that from my site.
Remove it. Obliterate it. Surprised it doesn't say non-white.
Oh, actually, it does say non-white.
Oh, well, you
actually,
can't deal with it. Oh, shit.
Never mind.
Oh, shit.
Never mind. That's actually a bundle.
I know a card is set better than he does. Victory, if nothing else.
I forgot. It's above the law.
It's above the law. Oh, my God. I was worried for nothing. I have a murder machine over here.
Yes,
You might be in trouble.
I might actually be in trouble. But that actually being said, that actually does make me feel pretty comfortable in my situation, though.
Okay.
Because you say you've got...
Okay. So we're gonna play out a little theater here.
Yes.
I'm gonna block with this.
Okay.
Then you respond. Not gonna be it, because it's... Oh, wait, sorry. Actually, if I did that,
You
would die. I'm gonna create a token.
Okay.
I'm gonna attempt to Chaw Butcher it.
Oh, okay.
And that does create a mana for me, not that it does much. Also, a non-white creature died, so this is gonna get another counter.
This deck might actually kill me. I don't know if we'll be up to playing another game, though. It's getting late.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to probably stop here.
But it was fun.
But once this game is done, obviously.
Yes. And that means he would have won a game, I would have won a game.
Short. Wearing a Jimi Hendrix shirt.
Honestly, the onboard tricks in this set are...
They really are crazy.
They're really good.
There's so much complication with, like, just 3 creatures out. It's nice. I mean, you actually just flat out die if you let this thing get counters. And it's currently a, what?
Dude, go away.
Go away. Obliterate. Exodia! Obliterate! Also...
Actually, no, I can't do that.
Another bounty counter.
No, I actually couldn't have done that.
Oh, you couldn't have?
No, because Waterfall Installation requires me to tapping a blue creature.
Oh! I got in trouble for that earlier. Remember?
Yeah.
So, this thing is currently, what, a 5/6? So it's going to tank that 4 damage and get 4 counters, which is kind of nutty.
Yeah,
This
okay.
card is great.
Yeah, okay. Well, I end my turn.
I'm going to move to combat.
I don't think there's me winning this one.
Yeah, I'm just going to play down a land. I'm going to Alpha Strike you.
Actually, before you go to combat...
Alright, move to combat.
Glance of Order, tapping that, so it couldn't have attacked.
Okay, okay.
Scry 3.
So, with me about to go to combat. Alright. 3 and 6. You do realize I can sack it. But I might not want to, honestly. You know what? I have enough damage to take what you can throw at me. So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and swing this guy at you for 6. You don't want to take 6 damage. I don't think you have a choice. I could technically have, like, swung everything and sacked this using Chull Butcher.
I tap Waterfall Installation and sacrifice it to untap up to 2 target blue creatures.
Are you really going to double block this? Because that means
I can't double block. It's blue creatures.
Oh.
But I am going to at least single block.
Oh, dude, that's not good. Because I can just sack Chull Butcher and give this +3/+3. I can sack any creature. And I'm going to sacrifice it. It's going to kill that.
Okay.
I'm willing to do that. And then it also still takes 4 damage. So it's going to go up to 10 counters. Holy shit.
Yes.
Pass to you, buddy.
Okay. Untap, upkeep, draw.
That was a desperate Hail Mary
I do play it. I did have an island on top. I do have 7.
Oh, shit.
I do get rid of it.
Which one?
The only one I can.
Oh. Okay. That's fair. Oh, this doesn't go to the graveyard. What am I talking? I mean, you're still going to, I think...
And then I do attack you for 2.
Okay. Gonna go down to 7. Honestly, he's still keeping me on my toes. If I get reckless, he can still turn it around.
I've not taken damage for a while.
Alright. I guess, pop this on here, I guess, for whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing at you for 6. I'm gonna take these counters off and hit you for 9.
Okay.
That's there. You're finally taking damage now.
Down to 7.
Took me forever.
2.
Yeah.
Should be left at 3.
I'm gonna pass back to you. Took me forever, but I finally did damage to him.
Bit less lazy tonight.
Yeah.
Stream is a bit longer this time. TDL is a lot less lazy tonight. What? No, I usually go for about 10. That's about usually when I stop off. Actually, we're about to hit my exact time, pretty much.
Draw.
It just feels like a lot more's going on because Assembly's been here talking.
Yeah.
And in-person talking is always better than the delayed chat. I mean, you can see how delayed it is now, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I could see how it was delayed based on your
also,
responses.
non-blue creature died. I mean, No, wait, that was the last
A
one.
non-white creature died.
That was a while ago. Never mind. That happened already.
Oh, yeah. The people and stuff.
Wait. No, I had 3 counters. It was the same amount of damage, but I should have taken all of those off and gotten a 4th counter here.
No. It was a 6-6.
It was? It was a 6-6?
It
Sure?
was a 6-6.
Okay. I thought I was wrong for a second there.
Although that might have supposed to be 5 because Deep Pupil and your other thing... Well, your other thing didn't die.
That's what I'm saying. I think that was supposed to be a 4.
Yeah.
It was the same amount of damage, but because, total counters.
No, I know. That was a 5, but I think your...
Oh.
You should have had 4 trophy counters.
Oh, okay.
So I should be at 2.
You should be at 2. Okay. Sorry, that was a misplay.
That's fine.
Oh, that's like fun too. Oh well. Lol. So what you got, Assembly? Did you grow the bounce spell? Because that honestly would kind of screw me. Not gonna lie.
Attack for 2.
I'll have to take 2. Go down to 5.
I pass.
All right. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Well, that's cool. So we're gonna tap 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for cruel.
Crawlu, but
Crawlu.
okay.
Sorry, Crawlu. We get to see one last interesting creature for the night. I think, probably, maybe. We'll see. So this thing is a big old bird noble. It's flying, so it's evasion. Whenever a creature you control dies, it gets +2/+2 until the turn. So if a bunch of stuff dies beforehand, you can get buffed, which you've seen this deck churn through tokens. And honestly, if you play the pure red-black deck, it can just mulch like 3 tokens in an instant. So that's terrifying. Yeah. Also, you can sacrifice a creature to return it from the battlefield, tapped. Next game, next stream, TDL gambles in Las Vegas. Magic is not far off from gambling. I will freely admit that.
Gamble. Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and move to combat. Any response?
Oh, man.
Nothing?
1 response.
1 response. Oh, it's also taking 1 damage already because of the little ship. Oh, no. Please, no.
Scholar of Surprise.
Oh.
Chump block.
Okay. It took
Or
4.
chump block.
Yeah, it takes 4, 5. So it's
Takes
actually
6.
a 1.
It takes 6.
What? How does it take 6?
Because this is a 6/6.
No, I'm talking about my creature. I'm just trying to make
Oh,
sure
no,
it
no,
didn't
it has-
die.
no.
It has 1 health left.
No, it doesn't. It's first strike.
Oh, right. It kills it instantly.
Yeah.
That's why that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I'll also go ahead and tap 1, 2. And I'll hit this with a glance of fervor before the combat phase ends. So it'll take 2 more damage. So it's taking 3 damage now. And I'm going to scry 3. See, I'm finally doing the scrying now, mister. Yeah, and I'll just leave this like this. Or, like this, probably. That's fine, whatever. Doesn't really matter too much. This is tapped. It's going to move to my main phase 2. This is going to get 3 more counters, so it's going to go up to 8 counters. It's a big old 7/7 beefy boy.
With 9/9. 8 plus 1.
Oh, sorry,
equals
9/9. Sorry, no.
Anyway, you end your turn?
Yes, I do end my turn.
Okay,
Math is
untap. Upkeep.
And I actually have a flyer, so I can finally block that thing.
Draw.
So I want you to keep taking face hits.
I forgot I put this in my deck. This actually could save me.
Maybe.
A while ago it could have saved
A
me.
while ago, it could have saved me.
Now it's much more questionable.
Yeah, because you had to kill both the bird and the boy.
Yeah.
And I have surprises I stacked.
I end my turn. I could mull over it and
Untap,
whinge and be like, oh.
upkeep, draw. Oh, also, it's got a trophy counter from the blue thing.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead. And we're going to go ahead and swing both of these at you.
Roll into the waves to return it to your hand.
Okay. Still take 4.
Yeah. And I have to chump block this so I don't die.
Yeah, you do.
You get this thing dies.
He comes into play with 2 counters. Yep. And this is back in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Main phase 2, unfortunately, nothing was wielding a stake. And this thing can't get it back again, I don't think. So, not without some shenanigans, I guess. We're going to still play him.
He's so much less intimidating.
He really is. The moment he gets a single counter in this state, this is out, he is the most terrifying thing in existence.
Well, him becoming a 4/4 and taking just 3 damage and
Yeah.
surviving was
Well, the
pretty
thing
big.
is, it's really easy to give them some toughness to help them think some for combat.
Yeah.
But the thing with combat is you have to be wary of getting blown out first, or them getting blown out with this. Like, putting something on the stack right there is much less effective than having the counter already on because it get countered itself.
Yes.
You should
Is that
listen to
all?
the song Pina by Captain Ben Beefheart.
Is all for your turn?
Yes, it is all for my turn.
Okay, untap, upkeep, draw. I don't think there's anything that does save me. Nah. That's it.
And I had removal, too,
Yeah.
so...
Well, only if it was tapped.
And I was going to get a gold drinker, so even if you had managed to stall me, I would have just, drained you eventually.
Yeah, I did.
Wow, I was just, look at this, it was just nothing but gas.
And look at what
Yeah.
I was gonna get.
Reversal. So
I mean-
we had a game where you won and a game where I won. I think,
That is good.
I think
That
the
is
set
good.
is very balanced.
Yeah.
The cards are fun, but they're not overpowered. They'll make something dangerous, like the Executioner. You gotta do a little bit of setup.
Gotta jump through a hoop.
Or things are dangerous, but they're not gonna be dangerous forever. Like, that Angel, yeah. When it has, like, 0 counters on it, it is the most terrifying thing in the world. Because it doesn't take many turns for it to be able to kill 2 turns in a row.
Yeah.
And that is a threat. Like, you cannot afford to just drop your stuff down and be like, I'm about to kill you next turn, because they'll go, kill you this turn? Okay, well, I'm not going to kill you this turn. Block. Okay, I'm going to kill that thing next turn. It's like, oh, I have no threats.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to get that thing back.
I do like the utilization of crack counters to kind of make a pseudo commander tax on your abilities that would otherwise be way too broken if you could do them every turn.
Yeah, it is kind of nice. Still, I think this was a very successful stream, all things considered.
Oh, yeah. Next stream is going to be more lazy. We're not going to put in this much effort.
Yeah, I'm just going to link back with Wukong. I know I said I was going to do that on Tuesdays and not Thursdays, but hey, I want to beat the... Well, it's going to be very lazy for you. I have to beat the final 3 bosses, including one of which is the secret hidden boss of the game. So that's going to be a little bit more difficult
You
for me.
say that, but you spent like 3 hours preparing for this stream in advance. It's going to be lazier for you, too.
Shh. They don't know that. They don't know that. I don't always do that, but I have done that for this fight. I've killed everything in preparation for the secret boss, and basically every other boss aside from the final 3, which is the last one before you get the staff, and then we go fight Sun Wukong's Lost Stealth, and then we're going to go... Actually, I might do Erling first. We'll see.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I guess I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, and for anyone who is interested in Magic or is interested in the set, when I get back to my home in like the end of the week or whatever, on probably like Friday or Saturday, I'll put it in like one of the Discord chats. If you want to post a Discord chat.
Yeah. So I am going to push it on Discord. It'll probably be in the general chat, not on the live stream chat.
Oh no, I mean like if you want to put it. Like, put the link to Discord.
Oh yeah. I'll go ahead and do that.
Right,
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that real quick. I'll just give you the copy link to the live stream chat for this video so I can pin it. And in addition to that as well, I'm gonna put in the description as well. Like I'm basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a Google Drive link on the linked YouTube account for this channel, or the Google account for this channel because that's a Google Drive account. And I'm just gonna let that be a shared link so if I can download it, that way I don't have to worry about something like spin or something.
There are like maybe a couple different changes I'm gonna make to the set before I send it and put it on, but that's not gonna really change much.
Yeah. Ow. My legs are like jelly.
My knees still hurt.
We've been sitting down like pillows on the floor.
Yes.
Dude, this was very slapdash. I hope you understand. I have my webcam mounted on a mount that's been screwed on a different mount, and we're like we had to make sure it wouldn't fall over. The picture we've been using, we literally propped them up against the bottom of my bed and just took a photo.
I have a computer. I have them on my computer, but they're back at my house, and I'm not close to that.
I'm glad it turned out this way though. It was fun.
Yes.
So I guess I'll see you guys all next time.
Yep.
Bye.